Folks, we're here. What's going on, people? Hold on. Oh, my next door neighbor is alive. He's banging loud and clear. So, yeah, today's just gonna be normal stream. I'm not hiding or concealing anything. Um, yeah, how's it going, everybody? Um, so things are good. It's a normal stream today. Quiet. Are we good now? Are we good now? Are we good now? Yeah, I'm not hiding anything. There's nothing I'm hiding, you know, just it's a sunglasses kind of day. It's a sunglasses kind of day. Take off the shades? Dude, it's just, it's just like a shades day. I'm not hiding anything. You thought I wasn't bringing the shirt back. Okay, I wasn't bringing the shirt back. You thought. Did you get in a fight? Yes. I did get in a fight. It's true. Reverse aura farming. Alright, fine. I'll just fucking get it out of the way. Alright, I'll get it out of the way. I'm tired as fuck. I know I look like shit. Okay? Don't need to tell me. Problem? Issue? Concern? You like this sweater. Thanks. My uncle killed himself in it. You look the same. Thanks. Bro, you have a virus? No, I'll tell you what happened. Okay? I'll tell you what happened. So I ran out of my sleeping pills, and I went to go pick up a prescription yesterday at the pharmacy, and I found my doctor just didn't write a prescription for a refill, so I did not have my sleeping pills last night, and I could not sleep, obviously. You actually look like a mushroom. Good one. You look actually baffed. I don't know what that means. Alright, but yeah, I could not sleep. I'm sorry. There's nothing I could do about it. Okay, nothing I could do about it now. Your system is cooked. True. Listen, it's not my fucking fault. It's not my fault. You know, I'm struggling to get through the day, and then I go to lay down for bed at night, and all of a sudden, it's like something turns on. I just get locked in as I'm going to bed, and it's like contemplating the problems of the world. Just I fucking turns on, bro. You know, I hear they make Ambien infused mattresses. I didn't know that. You just came from the camps. Good one. You look tired and scared and shaking like a lost dog. Yo, $2 from a Bayou. Ringworm check. You still have H1V from Toki crying. Papa Gut is calling morale. Let's listen to the Papa Gut morale call-in. It's happening a lot. We'll get to the morale video in a second. I had a 2-hour call with CameronF305 today, so I'll get into that. But before we do, I don't want to miss this prime content that's going down right now. You look like you have pink eye. Thanks. Fuck.
Look.
Papa Gut, let's go! Gut fans in the house! Gut fans in the house! Hold on, Gotta zoom the camera properly. Alright, folks. Buckle up. Buckle up. I'm ready.
not guilty, but potentially make the relationship between Cameron and her more
my headphones
muddy,
are stuck
rather
under
than
my
like as
fucking
clear cut as you
chair.
want to communicate
Let's
to
fucking
us.
Go.
That's something that I get out of there. Like, what are the things that she needs to be held to task on?
Hold on, I can't hear what the fuck he's saying.
Krexa, even FPS Diesel to some extent are able to, and frankly, should be criticized for some of the things they have done.
Yeah, that's a problem to me. That seems like there's...
Fuck, it's loud. You know what? He's not calling in. We're just gonna watch Morale's video. Now, for those of you that don't know, I took contention with the fact that in Morale's presentation, the police report in its entirety was blurred. Like, the whole, when he was scrolling through it, he had the whole thing blurred. And I'm like, there's gonna be someone somewhere that's gonna say, why the fuck is it blurred? Like, when Morale does that initial scroll down, what I would have done is, and he does this later on, but what I would have done when he does the initial scroll down is just, you put red, you say, put some text saying, red is personal information I redacted, which he does later on, but as you do the initial scroll down, instead of blurring the entire fucking page, like, because at that point, why even show it? And Morale wouldn't send me the police report because he thought I was going to show it with everyone's, like, full name, and he didn't want to have any part in that. And I think showing the police report is fully justified because Cameron invoked it it's public. He claimed that he got it through a Freedom of Information request to use against his accuser. So why, if he's using that as a piece of evidence, why should the original document not be available to the public for scrutiny? Like, why? Oh, we're peeking. Fuck, sorry. Your mic is too loud. I fixed it. Sorry, fuck you. Raping our ears right now. Well, I fixed it, you fucking moron. So let's check out also, and then what I find out after I have this little back and forth with Morale in the DMs. Okay. After I have this little back and forth with Morale in the DMs, I wrote an entire intro for Morale, and he tells me he's cutting it. So he cuts the intro and removes me from the credits last second. Not that I care. Not that I care, of course. But coincidence? I think not. Morale's talking to Papa Gut.
I've shown you.
Yeah, no.
I think it would have.
He is. Morale's talking to Papa Gut. Gut fans in the house. Fuck Morale.
Something together.
I don't like Morale, but he's not an anti. Is he accusing Morale of being an anti-Semite?
That's palatable instead of like demanding debates on stuff. So I appreciate the organization of the information.
You definitely should have talked to Queeman, but yeah, I'm glad the video's out.
I don't think it would have been productive, to be honest with you.
He should have talked to me. He didn't even know who I was, and he shot down the prospect of an interview.
I think it would have. Everybody says Queeman is this little shifty.
Oh, Morale glazing Queeman. Stop glazing Queeman, lol, bro. Start debating the gut.
Maybe Jewish character. He is fine. He is fine. You definitely could have.
Well, you know what? I'll take your word for it.
Okay.
I am curious about a couple things. Like going through the video here.
So I wrote down you had an issue with what I said about Jelly at the end. What are some of the other?
Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna go. I would rather go piece by piece and then like kind of like.
Yeah.
First of all, how old are you?
He's 21.
I am recently 22.
Okay.
Oh, 22.
And what's your
alert.
overall take on Cameron? Because it sounds like you think that he's like a predator. Is that an accurate representation?
Don't call him a predator. That's all you do. Not call him a predator. Just say.
Hello?
Just say.
All right. Can you hear me? Huh. Okay.
Morale ran?
I guess. Are you there?
Dude, we're fucked. This is our bet.
Why can you not hear me?
Oh, okay. I can hear you again. Sorry.
Okay. Are we good?
Yeah, you went off for a second.
All right. No, okay. I don't know what that was. All right.
What I will say about Papa Gut, he has a very good quality mic. Okay, it's like there's like some bass to it. Okay.
Okay. Sorry, you said
maybe that's more his voice than his mic, maybe.
Yeah, you
ended it like I think he's a predator or something, right? That's how you ended it.
That's how it sounds. This video, that's the tone of this video. I just wanted to clarify. Like, do you think that Cameron is like a predator?
No, just say no.
maybe in like the loosest definition.
No, you can't defend that when it's he said, she said. Say, I don't have a strong position on whether or not he did it because I don't have definitive evidence that concludes that he did it, right? But I lean more towards him doing it based on the fact that he lied about the allegations and she did not. And lying shows that you were attempting to conceal aspects of the truth. Now, why would you conceal aspects of the truth?
Another word. I don't think he's like, if he is a predator, he's very like opportunistic. I don't think he's going out of his way.
Just say no. I'm not going to try to defend that point. I think he's a liar. I think he's a liar that makes himself look like a predator. But at the end of the day, it's not conclusive whether he did it or not. But I lean more towards him doing it than not because he lied, she didn't.
If he's not a predator, it is very like convenient that the two issues he's had with women are like one of them is like extremely mentally ill, and then the second one is like like a grooming victim of like Yandere Dev of all people.
Okay.
I don't think he's like targeting people, right? I don't think he's ever going to go out of his way to like find someone in his audience to fucking groom. I don't think he's something like that. I don't think he's a pedophile. I don't think he's going after minors. I don't like if he is a predator, it's like on the totem pole of what a predator like lowest.
He's overcomplicating this. He's just overcomplicating this so much.
Here, like I don't think it's
okay. So you said if
like
if he is a predator, do you think that he is, or do you just have like a
like the loosest
the
loosest definition? Yeah, I think.
Okay.
Probably.
Sorry. What does that look like to you?
Backseat drive. Well, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? You want me to sit here and just watch something uninterrupted, no commentary? I mean, I can see we're getting like some of the Queeman layovers. Obviously, I'm going to be talking about what I would do in the context of this debate because I'm unfortunately cannot be an active participant because Papa Gut continues to run.
You just like in general. I'm just trying to get like a firm.
He probably sees sure. He probably sees someone that's like mentally ill or someone that has already been taken advantage of, and he probably looks at that and he's like, I could probably get with this person pretty easily.
Okay. No, you can't defend. That's like. I always say it's better to like stick to 5 solid points. I even said this to Cameron today. I said if you're making it's better to stick to 5 solid points you know you can defend than just throw anything in the ring regardless of how easily you can defend it. And like you don't need to argue for this because it's a total assumption.
Okay, I just because it sounded like you said before. But just before that, you don't think he's targeting people with like some kind of mental issue. That to me sounds like
I don't think he's going out of his way. I think he's opportunistic.
Okay, so you're saying that you think that like he's not looking for people with mental issues, but if he finds one, he's like, oh, this is like a good one. Let me jump on this person.
Yeah, I get that vibe.
Okay. What makes
to be clear,
I don't think he jumps on them because they're mentally ill. I don't think that's true. I don't think that's why he does it. We have no evidence to assert that.
I can't prove that. I'm not a fucking psychologist.
No,
I never prove anything
I'm not
like
talking
that,
about like proof or anything. I'm just curious like where you come from with that.
Try to ask that in a different way. What do you mean?
Oh, like what makes you think that? Like I know that he interacted with 2 people with like issues, we'll say. But it seems like you've
just the way the way he's interacted with them and the way he's tried to lie about them and kind of paint them as like crazy. I get the vibe that it's the best comparison I can make is
how's he doing? It's pretty neutral so far, but I think that morale is like getting caught up arguing things that you can't really prove. When we have solid evidence of things that you can prove, we can say, objectively, Cameron did lie about these allegations, and that suggests an attempt to conceal aspects of the truth in relation to these allegations.
Is Destiny, right?
Okay.
Where Destiny will go, obviously not in the same level. I'm not doing a one-to-one comparison here.
Destiny, that's the infinite rape machine of Destiny.
To try to make you understand what I'm trying to get at.
Who cares?
Destiny will go after all of these mentally ill women, and then inevitably when they come...
You can't, dude.
Oh, he's audio cut again. Jesus, sorry, August. We have to do a lot of editing.
Shit.
Sorry, you cut out there. Sorry, just restate that if you could.
Is my internet shitting itself? Is it near you? Hello?
Hello? I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
Okay.
Just restate the whole thing with the Destiny comparison.
Destiny goes after mentally ill people and then tries to crazy paint them when they inevitably come out about him. That's kind of what I see
Possibly,
here.
Yeah.
I'm not This is not like a strong position I have. I'd probably be easily.
Let me in, please. Let me in. Don't argue for things that are not strong positions in this conversation. You should not argue for anything that is not a strong position in this conversation.
Talked off
Okay.
on this position.
I'm curious because when I hear that, like we assign a lot of I guess intelligence and like agency. Well, I mean he has agency over himself, but I'm not, and maybe this is just like because I'm older, but I don't necessarily like Cameron go like, oh, he knows how to identify people with mental health.
I don't think he's doing that. I don't think he's doing that at all. He just uses the fact that they have that after the fact as like an excuse, right?
Issues and taking advantage of them.
I've not seen any evidence that he's like targeting them.
I don't know if he's necessarily that equipped, especially since the first girl was 17. I don't know if he necessarily identified like, oh, she has a mental health issue. Let me get her to move in and then do whatever.
The first girl was older than 17. She was older than Cameron.
He was
Cameron
17. He was 17.
He was.
Why are we getting
18.
caught up in the
I think he was
17
because the messages that. Well, okay, so I'm basing that off the messages that you showed, where they're like, "Oh, let's do this thing. Let's meet up."
Why did you retweet Bad Empanada? Because I thought his tweet was like really funny and I liked it. Is there a problem? Is there like an issue? Is there a concern that you have?
So maybe he was 18 at that point.
Yeah, they moved in like 2 years after that, so he would have been
okay. So he would have been
18, and then a year later
19,
he met with Jelly when he was 19.
Gotcha.
So
okay.
He was around 18. He could have been 17, but like he only would have been for like a few weeks.
Gotcha. Okay. It's interesting that like a 17-year-old or even an 18-year-old would move out that quickly. It does bring into question like what his family life was like.
There's
he comes from a rich, like you could easily tell he comes from a rich family. Okay, he's well-to-do. Like, yeah, that's like pretty fucking obvious.
Rumors. I purposely didn't want to verify any of this because I don't want to get into like doxing shit. But there's
Morale is so gay about the doxing shit. It's like with the police, he's not sending me the police. I don't want to be seen as participating in a. It's like no, he's publicly invoking this information, this evidence, to go after somebody making accusations against him. This evidence, he brought it to the public light. He's connected himself to it. Why should it not be open to public scrutiny? That's not fucking doxing.
There's been people who have said that.
Join the Papa Gut Collins channel. Papa Guts Buffet. Am I banned? Oh no, I'm in the server.
Your claim is that Cameron intentionally censored that this was that information that indicates that he's a black male out because he wanted to make it seem like Chris Crexa, I'm assuming is this person's like whatever online name, had gotten some kind of mental health call on her, the Baker's call on her, to show that she's crazy. That's your claim.
Yeah.
The thing that I get potentially is that, okay, FPS Diesel got this information and then he put out that like it was her. It was basically the Baker's claim was on her. So he got it wrong. And then you're saying that the editor, or excuse me, the researcher read through it and also apparently misinterpreted, or maybe they didn't read through it. And the only thing that comes to my mind is like, I don't know what BM means. And I didn't even know that these numbers were a birthday until somebody said, hey, they're a birthday. And then I was like, oh, no, that makes sense now that I'm reading it. And so what triggers in my head is that if the editor missed it, is it possible that like both Cameron and the editor missed this information?
This is total sweeping. Cameron made the call. Cameron knew this person. Cameron lived with this person. Cameron would obviously know if this person had previously been arrested for making violent threats against a school.
I don't know about you, but when I see this, and immediately I'm like, the BM I was a little confused about, but like the date of birth is very clearly a date of birth. And then if you look at if you go to where the name is censored, the one directly under it that's censored, right? So it says, shown violent tendencies via social media towards a select group of people. Baker acted on 2016 at blank. That is a university in Florida. And she did not live in Florida. She had just moved to Florida to live with Cameron. She had never been there before.
Good point.
So
good point.
There is literally no way, and he had censored that as well at the bottom. So there's literally no way he did not know this wasn't about Crexa. This is someone who was born in 1987 who went to who supposedly like did violent threats at a school that is only in Florida. So in my mind, there is literally no way that he did not know where this is. And to add on to that, why this is kind of cemented in my head. Is even today he did a call-in, but you see it in the video. He tried to say that he didn't get this from Diesel. He got it from like a separate Freedom of Information
Yes.
Act, and he got it already censored. He tried to play off those censors as not done by him, but done by someone else, right? And then even today, he went on to a smaller stream, going by Purple Perry Gaming.
Wait, let's get
his like.
Why are we? What do you want me to show? I'm in a Discord fucking stage.
That he
to live with Cameron. She had never been there before, so there is literally no way. And he had censored that as well.
Why is Aiden always trying to take other people's debates and do a worse job? Cite a single example, or you're getting fucking banned.
At the bottom. So there's literally no way he did not know this wasn't about Krexa. This is someone who was born in 1987, who went to who supposedly like did violent threats at a school that is only in Florida. So in my mind, there is literally no way that he did not know where this is. And to add on to that, why this is kind of cemented in my head, is even today he did a call-in, but you see it in the video. He tried to say that he didn't get this from Diesel. Yes, I believe I show it in the video.
Yeah, I think you did. I just wanted to clarify that.
So he shows it in his own video. He says the way I got this report is from FPS Diesel, and then he shows FPS Diesel's DMs where he gets the report from FPS Diesel.
Okay.
I have a uncensored screen record.
Well, what would also be cool, right? What Morale could have done, Morale censors every single part of the FPS Diesel DMs of Cameron. Surely, Cameron must have said something to follow up after Diesel sent him the document. I'm sure Cameron would have said, dude, the document said, or discussed it with him, acknowledging that he himself saw it. But Morale blurred. Literally, like, everything is blurred. Everything is blurred. If you watch Morale's presentation of the evidence, like, you're gonna go get checked for, like, cataracts. Okay? Totally unnecessary things are blurred.
Recording from FPS Diesel that shows, the Discord tags. He goes into YouTube Studio, and then
his editor misinterpreted it, said that there was a Baker's Act or whatever onto her, and then Cameron just believed that and thought that that was the case, and then censored information he thought
you have to be jumping through mental fucking hoops to argue this, bro. Let me the fuck in there.
Might have been private, because that to me could still possibly
that could definitely be more plausible. But at the same time, I don't know if Diesel edited his own video, so therefore I don't know if Diesel read the police report. I don't know if he ever touched it. He could.
I did DM Morale. I'm not getting in. Okay, I'm probably not getting in.
Have sent it to an editor and just fucking uploaded it. Which again, it's on him. That is a major fuck up on his part, and I will criticize him about that to the end of the earth. But Cameron edits his own videos. He had to put that report into multiple videos, censor it multiple times, read it multiple times. In my mind, that is more plausible. Like, I can, if he responded to my video for whatever reason and said like, hey, I trusted Diesel. He's way more smart than me.
Please let me in.
Whatever.
Please let me in.
I could read that and be like,
dude, I'm actually gonna scream. I'm gonna yell.
Okay, yeah, he's probably telling the truth. But in my mind, I don't think that's. I am pretty confident that he has maliciously censored this. Given everything else he's done in regards to Krexa, it just makes total sense to me that he did indeed maliciously censor those.
Okay. For me, I think that there's like enough credibility to the idea, and I'm not saying
no, dude's been trying to defend and then runs, claims he's gonna give evidence and doesn't. Yes, he is. They hang out over with Aiden and Jay Stalk.
It absolutely happened. That if FPS Diesel had it first, that either him or his researcher had went through it, they parsed through it, they maybe incorrectly looked at that and said like, oh, she has some kind of a Baker's, that was right, it's called like a Baker's Act against her, some kind of like a mental
Play some Hoi 4 while you wait.
Health call against her. They misinterpreted what like BM and then these numbers meant, which is something that I did when I first saw it. I didn't understand that. They gave Cameron that information. Cameron's like, oh, okay, and then he censored it, thinking that like BM and then obviously the name were
the other thing too, though, is that Cameron censors, he did it in a way where it looked identical to the actual censors. So it looked like it was like he tried to make it look like it was a part of the actual document. And Cameron told me in call that he didn't censor it. That's how the document was given to him. Cameron said that to me. So not even Cameron. Cameron literally, his excuse to me was in call that he Freedom of Information Act requested it himself, and he used his version over Diesel's, and that's just how they gave it to him.
doxing information he didn't want to put out there, but didn't necessarily know what it meant specifically.
That's not what
To me,
Cameron
that's
argues.
enough of a potentially thing. I mean, that's potentially enough.
No, like I said, that's definitely plausible. I'm not going to argue against that. That if he comes out tomorrow and says that's the case. Oh my
god, dude, we've got FPS Diesel in waiting room too.
Like, there's not much I can do to argue with that.
Yeah.
There's like
well,
nothing,
now he can
right?
if he's watching this, right? So like maybe he's lying.
He literally said to me earlier today. He stated to me that that's just how it was given to him.
And I just gave him an out.
Tactical
That's totally
pedophilia.
possible.
He's winning. He's winning. He's gonna mog me and whatever. But yeah, if I don't what he did. Obviously, I'm being slightly hyperbolic, but
yeah, I understand the general
he should
point.
he should definitely like say something about
please
this.
Let me
sure,
in,
and I
please.
think that there is still the aspect that like either way, it seems like he censored it himself, and you know your interpretation, and I understand why you have it, is he censored it himself because he's trying to.
Oh, that's kosher, Kathy. Never mind. I fell for misinformation.
Hide. Like, oh well, he's pretending he didn't censor it himself, so he's just trying to lie about that because he's malicious. That's your interpretation.
Why would he try to say that the police department censored this?
So if
he wasn't,
if your theory is correct that he like knew that this wasn't a mental health call.
Well, no, I'm asking you.
I know
like you disagree, right? But
I don't necessarily disagree with you. I'm not 100% convinced of your narrative.
Necessarily.
I'm not saying narrative in a negative way.
I just like.
So like in your case, you're saying, hey, he intentionally censored this. And
somebody make this fat fuck take a position on something. Okay? Somebody make him take a position on something.
And so the fact that he's saying that he got it censored already is him trying to like come up with a lie because he knows he got caught, which could possibly be true. To me, it's possible he's just lying because he thinks that this is like something that's gonna fucking ruin his whole.
I guess it could be, and it's like
entire career at 19 years old, and he's like petrified of being canceled online. That's where.
Sure.
So it sounds like he's lying either way.
Do you think with this specifically?
But this isn't an isolated occurrence. He literally in a call with me, or in the interview with me, gives me what he claims to be unedited, unaltered, original evidence that he got from going to Premiere and then clicking on locate file and folder, sending me the original raw file. That is what he claimed. Now he claims, and he claimed on the interview with Samuel, that it actually was cut, stuff was cut out. It was the edited version. He's done this before.
Do you think there is some sort of obligation maybe for him to address something like this?
He's
that he lied about it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, who is this Sammy Saltman retard?
He refused to show the full clip, even a month later when he was confronted on it in a video. I showed the r/Asana video.
Mm-hmm.
And then the context where he is like berating her after for maybe berating is a bit extreme, but you know what I mean.
Sure,
in the context of all of that put together, I'm like, yeah, okay, this is probably abusive.
Okay, in just the clip in and of itself that you showed, do you think that if you hadn't had any of the other context of like him trying to spin a narrative around it, do you still think it would be considered abusive? Or we'll say it intentionally abusive. Do you think he's actually trying to like hurt her in that clip?
Do I think he's trying to hurt her?
No, probably not.
I don't know if you cut out or again or not.
Probably
okay.
No. Sorry, yeah, it might be my internet. I'm sorry, I don't have the best.
I don't really use that clip as a solid point. She was uncomfortable with it, but I don't think he was just like doing that. Like she was uncomfortable with it, but I don't think his intention was to hurt her.
Internet. Yeah, probably to some extent.
Okay.
I don't think he was trying to kill her. I don't think he was trying to, fucking knock her out. I think he was trying to hurt her in the extent of like a fake playful joke. But I think it's hard to.
Aiden ran like Parry from the debate with me. Who is dude? This fucking I can't take it anymore.
Look at the choking situation. It's like
it's the same guy. It's the same fucking botter.
In what's the term? Like hyper focus on one part of it. There's a term I'm missing, but I think you need to kind of look at it like in the totality.
If you didn't think that, why put it in your video? Yeah, dude. Like this is not something you need to really like argue for all that much.
Okay.
But yeah, just stand alone with the clip. Yeah, he's probably trying to hurt her to some
Okay.
extent. Not he was not trying to kill her, obviously. He was not trying to fucking knock her out. He was not trying to, I don't think any marks were left. Like, obviously he was not choking her hard.
What was his motive to hurt her, though, on stream in that situation? Was she saying something that angered him? I don't think so.
But I think in context of everything else, it kind of cements it to me that
So-
he was being abusive around that
So
situation. I don't think that.
It's,
Go ahead, sorry.
yeah, it's okay. It sounds like you said that he was trying to like hurt her in the sense of like a joke. That's what I believe what you had just said. Like you think he was trying
Yeah,
to hurt
that's retarded, dude. That's fucking retarded.
her in the sense of some kind of like a joke to kind of fuck with her in some way. So not with the intention of like actually harming her, but with the intention of trying to bother her.
Sure.
That
Yeah.
to me doesn't really ring abuse. That to me rings being annoying and obnoxious because he thinks it's funny. It's still inappropriate, but like it's to me the intention here seems to be to bother her. He comes back.
Sure, I'd be willing to concede that the clip in a vacuum is not necessarily abusive, or what he did
Yeah,
there is not necessarily
it seems like
abusive. I
he's-
think in context it is.
Dude. Okay. You're being malicious, Morale.
Him not including the full clip.
Yeah. Wait, dude, I don't know. This is like non-10. I don't know if he's gonna let me in or not.
His reasoning is that he didn't want the video to be too long.
Well, that's
The
obviously
video
a lie. I think we both know that's a
yeah,
lie.
that's obviously.
Yeah, of course that's like, cause he used the same excuse for the Hassan shit with his recent coverage. Is anyone gonna denounce his recent video? Is anyone gonna denounce that?
Okay, I'm glad you're willing to admit what he's
Yeah,
lying, but
definitely lying about
he's
that.
he's used that excuse again. So Hassan, I want to make.
Yes, so fucking true.
I don't like Hassan. Whatever.
Okay.
But there's a clip of him in Cameron's new video.
Dude, is this guy some kind of like Hassan supporter?
And the clip of Hassan is from, I believe, like 2020. I think it's from 2020, and he's talking about going to a Diddy party, right? And
Yeah.
this is before anything significant came out about Diddy. There were rumors, but that's it. And he's like, "Yeah, I went here. It was weird."
Who is okay? This is ridiculous.
And then I
people.
left. I saw like this
hiding
video of
chat.
an underage girl, and I was like, "This is super weird. I'm leaving." And then he tries
Yeah.
to include that clip, and he includes the clip, and he doesn't say what year it's from. He doesn't include the context that this is before Diddy was outed as being like this insane fucking sex criminal. Sorry, my mouth is like fucking dry.
Your mouth is dry, Morale. Take a rest. Let me in.
I live in a desert.
Mhm.
And he
Why are you hiding chat? Because if I don't hide chat, you fucking retards that want to get on my stream that come in. Aiden has called Jewish people the K word on the street. He will not have a good faith conversation with you. Morale is way better than Aiden. I'm so glad he called in and didn't run like a little boy. The delays are him reading Queeman chats, by the way. Wait, no, that's not for me. But like, yeah, I'm not going to incentivize this shit.
he cuts the clip off before he says like, "Yeah, I left," right? So obviously the implication is like he went to a Diddy party. And
No, not that he left. He didn't. I don't even know. He didn't say he left. I'm pretty sure. What Hassan said was, "I didn't like that," or "That was really fucking weird. I was uncomfortable." Hassan assigned a negative connotation to the action that Cameron is portraying in isolation to insinuate that Hassan had some involvement or responsibility for that.
he enjoyed it and he stayed there. And then he responded to this on a live stream and he's like, "Yeah, I didn't want to include the full clip because the video was getting too long." So this is like,
Oh, for that one specifically is what he said?
yeah, for the Hassan clip, right? So
Yeah.
he's used the same excuse multiple times.
Mhm.
In my mind, it's like, yeah, he's lying. He's being malicious.
Yeah.
He obviously thinks, at the very least, it looks bad. But like, I think he could have just been honest about it. He's like, "Yeah, I was trying to do a joke.
I
and,
agree
like,
with
I
that.
backed off, and she told me to back off."
I agree with that part. For the Hassan clip, I also agree that like I don't remember. I'm going to take your word for it. I watched the video. I even made a comment about that. I was like, I don't think Hassan.
I
was
might
trying
be able to get
No,
the
it's-
full clip, and you can watch it if you want.
I don't think we need to. I'll take your word for it that like he
Sure,
didn't
sure.
include that. It was before the, did everything. He should have included that, and that does show.
But he cut. It's not that he didn't include it. It's that he cut it right at the moment. He like cuts it right at the moment where Hassan was then gonna go on and say, where Hassan would then go on and assign a negative connotation to the scene in which he was describing. He cuts it as Hassan describes the scene without the negative connotation. Like it seemed like an intentional cut, and then he comes up with a lie for that on stream. He says, "I like to keep my videos generally to 30 minutes." No, he doesn't. if you look through his last 5 videos, and I'm not doing if it's like, as I said before, if it's like 20 to 40 minutes in range, I'll cut him some slack, right? That, you know, it's no biggie. That could still be true, you know, generally trying to keep it around to 30 minutes. The problem is, that's not true, because the videos range from anywhere from 11 minutes to an hour and 40 minutes to, he has no specific time constraint for his video. And if you're so pressed for time, you couldn't include like crucial context, then you shouldn't include the point at all.
Or like a pattern of like he has a narrative. He's like, oh, this person's bad, so I think it's okay for me to lie about them a little bit. That I definitely see. For this was it here. Okay, let's see if I can.
Did Morale leave? Oh no, he's still there.
Right, but what matters.
All right, here's what we're gonna do. Okay, I don't want to sit here and just like wait. I'm gonna stay in waiting for like the debate call or whatever the fuck, or the call in at Papa Guts thing or whatever. Somebody let me know if he says he's gonna bring me in. Okay, somebody let me know if he says he's gonna bring me in, and I'll come on. I had to put you to 144p to stop. Well, that sounds like it's just you. Stay in the cuck seat and watch the debate. Okay.
Bring up a few points in her 8-page.
You were on a 4-minute delay. Can I change that live without fucking up the stream? Forget it. Who gives a fuck?
Doc.
So I can't really sit here and call him.
He ain't bringing you in, little bro. You let chat mog you too. You're right. You're right. You know what? You're fucking right. You're right. I did this to myself. Okay? I did this to myself. Okay? I need to re-embrace the totalitarian aesthetics, okay? And just start banning people I don't fucking like. You make a great point.
I'm a rapist.
I don't remember exactly.
Your dark circles are distracting. Well, your fucking messages are distracting to any intelligent conversation. Bye. 24-hour. Please put an eye mask on. Please go watch something else because you can't type in chat. 24-hour. Anyone else? Any other takers? Any other takers? One guy of the century. Sold to 24 hours. Take care, buddy. Anyone else? Anyone else? Good.
I like re-listen to the whole video. I wish I was taking notes as I was watching through this. Let me mute my mic. I wish I was taking notes as I was watching through this, because there was like another thing that I remember where he said it was like an uncharitable interpretation of something.
Even though he does have a rape fetish, but I can't.
So just looking for shit.
Sure. I think sure in a vacuum, him like saying no, she has the rape fetish. Like I think that's fine. But he goes on to show like one-sided sex where he's like obviously cutting his side off. And he's like, no, she has the rape fetish. Look, she has the rape fetish. And like nothing in the DMs shows any sort of rape fetish. It's like, I crave cock, or like, I want to fuck you. I want to get fucked by you. I want to be dominated. It's like,
have you seen the brand new Shifty allegations? No, I have not. Has somebody else called me Shifty now too? We've got Cam, we've got Tommy. Who else?
like, okay, nothing really here is substantiating your point. So you've basically just leaked a bunch of one-sided private intimate texts where the obvious
Who gives a fuck about someone's rape fetish? I don't care. It's like when people were leaking the Morale DMs, they were like doing like weird fetish play shit or whatever. It's like, I don't care. As long as you're like fucking consenting adults or participating with consenting adults, I honestly Do not care what your weird ass fetishes are.
You know, they were supposed to be made private. You release these, you cut your side off, so we don't know how you're responding, you know, to these.
Starbase is like, but you didn't see the DMs, Aiden. They were doing, look at the fetish play he was entertaining. It's disgusting. It's like, yeah, it's disgusting because it's not my fetish. It's not your fetish. And we're outside observers. So of course it's going to look disgusting to us. It's not meant for the public eye.
I think that's the overreaction.
Sure.
I think the totality of it, where he's like, no, she has the rape fetish. He doesn't prove she has the rape fetish. And then he releases one-sided sexting messages.
Sure.
where-
I mean, what I see here is that she claimed that he was a rapist, and then that's a pretty intense claim that I think can significantly hurt somebody's reputation. And he's coming out.
Yeah, I don't think she should have called him a rapist.
Yeah, I don't think it's an over-exaggeration.
This is one of the situations.
My disagreements with Cameron, I don't even need, I said this to Cameron. I don't even need to argue. I could argue that both of these girls are lying about him and he's totally innocent, right? That's not relevant to me. I think that he verifiably lies when facing scrutiny. He verifiably lies. He verifiably what would be the word? Presents misinformation or omitted information that would entirely change a narrative to support his point in a video, like what he did with the Hassan shit. All criticism is disregarded as bad faith malicious actors. And for all of these reasons, I don't think he should be like considered a like respectable authority on like critiquing other YouTubers, which is what like the content cop role is like meant to be.
Where it's like, yeah, the Krexa, Jelly, Diesel, these people can all be criticized for some of the shit they've done. They're not. Krexa's like retarded. Jelly's like an insane fucking bitch, and like Diesel is like retarded. And
yeah, what makes Jelly like crazy?
She was abused by her mother, allegedly. She lost custody. That's why the mother doesn't have custody, because she lost custody. And she was online from a young age, where she was brought in to God knows how many fucking grooming servers, where she saw illegal material, was involved as a minor with pedophiles, and as a result is in active communication with federal authorities over the shit she saw.
To you, I'm just
so
curious.
after
So yeah, she's obviously like not going to be very normal.
after everything was exposed and Ali MC, you are kind of like weird. I don't know to what extent you were involved in like this weird internet shit.
Sure.
So I'm kind of, I want to back away from that. So yeah,
Do you think
yeah,
some
there's
of
definitely
that,
some weird shit she's done.
Yeah. Do you think some of that logic could be potentially?
So okay, so this whole thing is gonna be morale like not really giving a lot of pushback, and like Papa Gut not really taking a stance on anything, and just like I'm just asking questions. I'm just asking questions, guys. Fuck this. Let me know if they'll bring me on. I don't really give a fuck. Papa Gut wants to talk to me. Papa Gut won't. I'm not doing this the whole fucking stream. But yeah, if you guys are enjoying what you're watching, as always, you could donate through super chats. Streamlabs link in the description. It's a great way to support us. If not, that is totally okay. Another great way to support the streams is to join our Twitter community and clip like fuck. Okay, there were 2 incredible clips that got missed on the last stream. So if you post I think the threshold is 5 clips, you will get access to my exclusive Discord chat. I don't know what we're gonna put in there that's exclusive. Okay, that sounds wrong. I haven't figured out exactly what I'm gonna do with it yet, but you will get access to the Clipper Propaganda Discord chat.
Applied to Cameron in the sense of like young person, because he started interacting in this sphere. Well, I think he was into Yandere Dev at 11 from what I saw in your video, I think. And then he started interacting with Yandere.
Alright, boring shit. Let's watch the morale video. Wait, no, it's not morale live. It's just regular morale. So morale cuts my great ass interview, or not my interview, my intro. So let's see what he cut it for. Okay, I wrote people like to, because for some reason, people just like feel better about themselves by, you know, coming at me. I wrote a incredible intro personally, my magnum opus. Morale liked
Yes!
it and was going to use it.
There
And then
it
last
is.
second, he cuts it out of the video and removes me as a credited person.
Dude, there it is. That's our boy. That's all I need to hear to like this guy.
Also, I want to give a shout out to this guy, and he made like a parody content cop that's actually like a real content cop.
All right, they say the first 7 seconds is crucial to whether or not the viewer is going to remain watching the video. I don't know what's going on yet. I'm bored. Bye.
It's actually pretty impressive. Here, let's take a look.
So the same guy who took iDubbbz as content cop.
Dude, is this like Life is Strange or some shit? What is this, like music?
And
choice?
made it on him and got 1 million views in 3 weeks.
Should be some dramatic. It's like sad emo. Like I'm like a sad person in a coffee house kind of Holy fucking shit! What the fuck? Will is me with the $20 fucking dollars, dude. That is insanely fucking generous. Holy shit, dude. Thank you so much, buddy. Discord is gay. True?
Just dropped his update video called
This is like, I'm about to take my own life, and I'm contemplating it in a coffee house type music.
Content Deputy.
CameronF305 has recently labeled himself as the new content cop, making 2 videos attempting to capture what made iDubbbz's original series so impactful. He is trying to build a brand on fair critique, but given his history of doctoring evidence, abuse, and even allegations of sexual assault, this all begs the
Is it just me, or is the music too loud?
question, why won't Cameron be honest about himself? To start this story,
Get 75% of that 20%. Listen, did anything. I don't give a fuck. Okay? I don't give a fuck. I still, you know, it's great to be able to make money doing this. So I appreciate anything. So thank you so much.
we should briefly discuss who Cameron is. CameronF305 had started his current channel in 2016, although he states in one of his earliest videos that this was actually an alternative account. While his main account is seemingly lost to time, there's a lot of information we can garner by just looking at his current one. Initially, he was a big fan of Markiplier.
I'm gonna say it. Dog shit intro. The intro I wrote was so good, bro. You guys are like, this isn't an English essay. It was a great intro, okay? I'm just gonna like, because maybe it's because I had like a vision in my mind of like the music that was gonna play, the clips that were gonna be shown, like the pacing as you read it. No one cares. Wendy, you've been incredibly loyal to me, my droog, but I hope you're not speaking to me, because you're about to get purged.
Emulating his content heavily and even doing videos about Mark. In 2019, Cameron would attend VidCon. He posts multiple videos around this time of him meeting several larger creators. It goes without
Totally irrelevant, useless information.
saying Cameron was desperate for success, posting subscriber specials, emulating larger channels, and even meeting them at YouTube conventions. Cameron's real break, however, despite his apparent YouTube grind, would come from a now infamous game, Yandere Simulator. You see, Alex, who would take up the title of Yandere
We don't need his whole life history.
Dev, made a seemingly insignificant post onto the video games board of 4chan, where he would discuss the potential mechanics of
Okay,
a
I'm being overly critical here. All of this would be totally okay if you did like a hooking intro that like let the audience know what you're about to see. Like what I wrote. Like what I wrote, okay? Like what I wrote?
Yandere Simulator, of which a playtest demo would be posted
Oh, you meant to his useless. Okay, I'm sorry, Wendy.
online a few months later. This game would blow up on YouTube, garnering attention from massive creators.
I've already read my intro. Nobody wants to hear me read it again. You want me to read it again? Okay, fine. I'll do it one more time, just so you know what you could have got versus what you actually got. Okay? When looking into what made iDubbbz's early Content Cop series on YouTube so appealing, one wouldn't have to look any further than his credibility, consistency, and transparency. So when a new figure comes along and expects to take up iDubbbz's former role, we would expect to see all of these traits in him. However, what if I told you that the person who has positioned himself as the internet's new content cop was a pathological liar with a sketchy past who would do just about anything to avoid or misrepresent criticism against him? Well, this is exactly who CameronF305 is. Despite what his new content cops would want you to believe, the years of lies and controversies that have blemished his reputation have nothing to do with a situationship involving someone 3 years younger than him, but rather disturbing allegations of assault, abuse, and slander that he's attempted to obfuscate with verifiable lies that have been able to mislead the public due to the less than ideal presentation of this evidence by others. I'd show a clip of Dickers there. Cameron is attempting to build his current brand on exposing others. But this obviously begs the question. Oh wait, Morale added this last part to it. Because I left the last part for him to ad-lib.
Jump forward 6 years to 2020, and Cameron joins the Yandere dev team as a self-proclaimed volunteer for the game's soundtrack, which leads us nicely into Cameron's first big controversy. Yandere Simulator at this point had been in development for around 6 years, and needless to say, fans of this project were getting restless. Given the game's poor optimization and spaghetti code, people were starting to lose hope that they would ever see an
I want some, like, you know, in Morale's voice, man. I want some, like... I actually, I told Morale to just, like, start watching, like, Hitler's speeches before this video, so he could give, like, a passionate speech about Cameron, because he just sounds, like, too dejected, like all these other, like, SSRI video essayists. Problem?
official release. This brings us to Yandere Simulator fan games, specifically Lovesick, later renamed to Love Letter. This project was seemingly born out of disdain for Yandere devs' work ethic and lack of progress, boasting on the announcement video that it had only taken 2 weeks to create this fan game. And while Lovesick ended up with its own litany of issues and
Hongshu is so boring! I want to see the lies! I want to see the lies, man! I want to see Cameron get owned!
dramas, let's focus on Cameron's involvement with this project. Long story told short, Apis, the developer for this fan project, had stolen some of the assets from Yandere Simulator.
Also, a bit of a funny side note, Apis, his name is Dr. Apis, Dr. Apis, Durapis. His name is Durapis?
And included them in his
Durapis.
game. Things like building models and certain decor items. Things that were made specifically for Yandere Simulator rather than the paid models that Dev had purchased himself. Cameron would get into contact with Dr. Apis and eventually offer to make music for him, as well as get Apis into contact with Yandere.
Yo, it's me, Durapis here, contacting you. I want to make music for you.
Dev. This would lead to an apology video from Apis directed towards Yandere Dev. Things turned sour when Apis
Am
decided
I tripping or is the music too loud?
to leak DMs with Yandere Dev, in which many people would say that Dev was baiting self-harm. This culminated in Apis removing his apology video, which caused a rift between him and Cameron, who at this point had become friends. This ends with Cameron making a video about Dr. Apis, in which he admits to forging a screenshot in order to win a debate.
I took a real screenshot and another real.
Wait, I'm being told now by some sources that Ryle Kittenhouse apparently edited the audio for this video? I'm being told that now. Is that true? Is this true?
Screenshot, combined them, and I made a fake screenshot for that debate. This was a mistake of mine, because then I ruined any validity that I had in this situation.
Now, to be fair, Cameron was a minor at the time, and this was 5 years ago, so I don't think we should hold him to any significant level of scrutiny for this. That being said, I do feel like it's important enough to briefly bring up as a sort of start to the pattern. This dishonest, almost malicious behavior didn't stop here. To get the full picture, we need to look at Cameron's ongoing pattern of deception, including his history of lying and manipulating evidence.
This leads us into 2021 when Yandere Dev asks Cameron to work on a song alongside one of the game's voice actors, going by Krexa.
After completing the song, they quickly became
Friends and soon started discussing the idea.
What's with the music? What's with this loud music these kids are playing? Did you just fly in, Gramps? Just flying from Stupid Town?
Idea of moving in together, and after overcoming a few obstacles, they finally did so in June of 2023. However, this arrangement lasted less than a month before Cameron decided to kick Krexa out of his apartment. And despite what Cameron would have you believe, Krexa isn't completely crazy. Cameron did
$5 from Lumpy Willie. We are Team Cam. Now Morale touched that for. Okay. All right. Disavow. Thank you for the 5. Totally disavow. Morale did not do anything to any 14-year-olds. This is a lie. This is not true.
did abuse her, and he has been lying about her for over a year, even to this day. Crexa had alleged quite a bit in her initial posts about Cameron, and the allegations differ a lot in terms of severity. For the sake of not poisoning the well, I'm going to bring up a few points in her 8-page document that are just completely unsubstantiated or outright false. She claims Cameron is a rapist, but never levies any rape allegations or stories about a forced assault, as well as claiming Cameron sleeps while listening to ASMR of women screaming. Both of these claims are pretty extreme, and again, to be fair to
Also, let's say he does do that, okay? Let's just, like, say that that's true. Why is that a problem? Why is it a problem what people choose to fall asleep to?
Cameron, they lack any credibility. The rest of her document, minus a few nitpicks, mostly
I'm
towards
serious. Why would that be an issue?
the end, seems to line up roughly with what Cameron himself admits to. She even provides recordings to back up a good chunk of what she claims, which is what I'll be focusing on today. One of the first claims made by Crexa is that Cameron had choked her on a live stream, saying this was not a planned or consented to encounter. Crexa is seen initially going along with the joke, but when Cameron takes things too far, she pushes him away and is visibly distressed.
I'm stilling the stream for a minute.
I'm gonna destroy her.
What? What the fuck?
So the thing about this clip is, like, yeah, it's awkward as fuck. I can see he's like he's trying to be a like, okay, only like douchebags do this, by the way. He's trying to be like, he's trying to roughhouse. He's trying to be like playful in a really weird way for the stream camera. And she's obviously uncomfortable with it. And when she pushes him away, he stops. Okay, he stops. So like, yeah, you probably shouldn't have done that to begin with. But this just isn't really like a strong point. Okay. He didn't. There's head digging?
What was Cameron's response to this?
Well, I'm sure Morale will bring it up.
Well, he lies.
He didn't stop, though? What do you mean he didn't stop? Morale's gonna show that, right? Morale's gonna show him not stopping, right? Morale's gonna say, well, one could pass this off to a, to roughhousing gone wrong, or a little awkward roughhousing. Cameron, despite seeing her visibly disliking this, did not stop after, and then shows the rest of the clip. He does that, right?
What was Cameron's response to this? Well, he lied.
Oh, he's moved on. He doesn't do that. Does anyone have the full clip they could send to me so I know what he's just, like, left out?
He takes the clip out of context, refuses to show the full video, and acts as if Crexa is
Oh, so you can show us the in-context clip. Got it.
crazy for ever being uncomfortable with something like this.
Everything between me and her was pretty fine up until this point. I'd asked her to keep the stream entertained for a while because I had to use the restroom. And when I came back, we were posing a bit in front of the camera.
Okay, when I say clip like hell, this is not what I mean. Actually, I told Morale to just, like, start watching, like, Hitler's speeches before this video, so he could give, like, a passionate speech about Cameron, because he just sounds, like, too dejected. Like, AI's getting crazy, bro. AI's getting crazy these days.
I thought it'd be a funny time to pretend to kill her, since that was the joke. We both worked on the game about the killer.
Wait.
We were posing a bit in front of the camera. I thought it'd be a funny time to pretend to kill her, since that was the joke. We both worked on the game about the killer. A joke.
He's over-explaining. I was roughhousing with her, and it fucking went wrong, and whatever. But I want to see the rest of the clip. Somebody just alleged that it went on longer than that, so surely there's a clip of that, right? Right? Well, based on the information Morale's just presented to me, I'm only going to go on what I see here, unless you link me otherwise. I'm only going to go off what I see here. Based on the information Morale's just presented to me, it looks like roughhousing, like, gone awkward. Not a strong point.
She was already playing along with, and you can see that in her face. She was smiling.
I think so. Can you all hear me? I'm stilling the stream for a minute.
I'm gonna destroy her.
She was initially laughing, and then she tugged.
Yeah, so Cameron dishonestly cuts it, so you don't see the part where she becomes uncomfortable. But even with the part where she becomes uncomfortable, based on the clip Morale showed us, he stops. He stops, right? So based on what I've just seen.
Way. I assumed it was because I was kind of pushing her around.
So he fucked up. She was uncomfortable, but then when she pushes him, he stops, right?
A bit when I was doing that.
No, I'm watching the video that has this all compiled. You don't understand. I'm watching the video that has this all compiled for my consumption. The point of the whole point of this video is that you could watch it without having to go dig through shitter fucking streams to go figure out what's going on. Okay? So if I'm to pretend this is a good video, I'm gonna look at what he's just shown, and that's the clip, apparently. That's the clip. Oh, so you're saying it's not true? So you're saying Morale got it wrong?
When I said, I'm gonna destroy you.
Didn't you co-write? Not a single piece of my writing is in this video. I did not see the script. I never saw the script. I did not write it. I wrote like an intro for him to give him an idea that he did not use.
Stream moved on and everything was fine.
No, that wasn't a cut I made. That is Cameron's video in full without any modification. Remember, the full clip shows the initial arm around the neck, which Krexa plays along with, and then the hand around the throat, which is clearly what she takes issue with. What is Cameron's excuse for cutting this out and effectively smearing?
He lied. He's dishonest. He lied. Send me the full Krexa clip. You sent the long. Thank you, Kevin. Kevin, you are. Oh my god, I love this Kevin guy.
Do you guys have questions for me?
I have AIDS. I have a question.
What is it?
Why do you have AIDS? Is it my fault?
I was born with it.
So there you go.
What was I Oh my god, this changes everything. Oh, no, I'm kidding. I know you clipped the wrong part. I know you clipped the wrong part. See the full clip. Wow, dude, changed everything.
Yeah, when's the choking? Yeah, here we go.
What? What the fuck?
Fuck's sake.
Okay, so he's playing with her. She's smiling. Then he goes into choker. She's obviously uncomfortable. He's just violated a boundary. She pushes him away. So what he now needs to do is say sorry and fucking stop. And then that would be a mistake if he just says sorry and stops. She's just clearly been uncomfortable with him, and he's still like up in her fucking business.
Do you guys have questions for me?
I have AIDS. I have a question.
What is it?
So there we go, kind of. Let's run it back. Let's run it back. Let's get it properly. It's just in one place.
You guys have questions for me? What the fuck?
Yo, thank you so much, Ivana, for the 2.
Do you guys have questions for me?
I have AIDS. I have a question.
What is it?
Why do you have AIDS? Is it my fault?
I was born with it.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't really think this is like a super strong component. It could genuinely just be boiled down to like, it's not crazy abuse, but it's not great. Yeah, but you have so many better points. Like, I just prefer to litigate like the points I can solidly argue for.
Crazy painting Krexa. Well, in a video he posted a month later titled the r/Osana.
If you want to go and try to argue for that point, be my fucking guest. But I just like to argue for the things I know I can solidly argue for.
Degenerates, he addresses why he cut this clip so
Do you keep more from Streamlabs or from Super Chats? Streamlabs.
short.
Point I want to fully take on the chin is me cutting the ending of the clip of me and Krexa streaming together. Now, the intention of me showing that in the first place was to show the timestamps and what was going on beforehand, to show the inconsistencies and hypocrisies within Krexa.
Yeah, so this is a total lie. He over-explains everything. This is a total lie, and he did the same thing with the Hassan video. He did the same thing with the Hassan video. Hello?
Hello, Aiden.
Yeah, I found the clip.
Yeah, dude, I can't believe Morale's left this out. I'm just watching the Papa Gut debate, and he's debating it now, and he's trying to tell Papa Gut that it's physically abusive. But it's so easy to fucking dismiss.
Yeah.
Without the bit where he digs his chin in. Is what anyone that saw this would have told him to include the full clip.
Mm-hmm. Even then,
Who did he get feedback on this video from?
I didn't.
Did you see this full video?
I did not see the video. No, I only saw the clip he sent me and I watched publicly. That was not that part. No.
Who gave him feedback on this video?
I don't know.
Who watched this full video? I bet no one, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's so fucking annoying, man. I'm so triggered.
This was supposed to be, that's what I'm saying. And people were like, even the clips I saw, people were saying I was like nitpicking or whatever. But like this was meant to be the video that was meant to like summarize and make like fucking months or what are we, 2 months, 3 months worth of content archived in shitter streams, like consumable in an easily digestible format. And the whole point is you shouldn't have to go to other streams to get the full context. So far it's not doing that for me. It's not serving that purpose.
Dude, there's a 4-minute Dickers clip.
A 4-minute clip of Dicker's video?
Of Dicker's stream. Of just Jelly talking about what happened. There's like a 4-minute clip.
Are you serious, bro?
Yes. And it doesn't include where he edits stuff out live on your stream. He doesn't include floundering on Diesel's stream. It is just like fucking 4-minute clips of Dickers.
Dude, this guy needs the Willy treatment. I'm sorry. He needs the Willy treatment.
Well, this is the Willy treatment right now, but he just needs to figure out that this was retarded.
We gotta look through his entire backlog.
I keep saying, just get feedback. Just get feedback. Why keep it to yourself? Why only show people shitty Blender animations? Show people segments of the video. Show people the arguments you're making, the clips you're using. Ask people if, do you think this is worth including? Do you think this is compelling? Everyone I showed the video to said it was good. Morale, name names. Who did you show it to? Who did you show this video to?
I never saw the video in its entirety. And I wrote him a great intro, and he didn't use it, so...
If I see names, if I see Gamma, if I see Dickers, you asked the wrong people.
He asked, no, he asked March Baby.
He says Gulp. I guarantee it, Gamma and Dickers. Gamma and Dickers 100% gave feedback on this video and said it was fine.
Okay, and by the way, Dicker's video is supposed to be the worst of the two. I haven't seen either, but I'm hearing rumors that Dicker's video is like a total mess. He apparently was editing it himself, and now he's not editing it himself. Now he is editing it himself on CapCut because he's never edited before. And I mean, I'm just like, at this point, I just need to like give Shamu like $5,000 to just like make a good video. At this point, it's ridiculous. All right, take care. Peace.
Okay.
Story based on what happens later on in that same stream with.
Listen, Dickers, this is your chance to redeem yourself. Listen, IC chat, I can't control them, but IC chat has literally just become Dickers Snark. It's Dickers Snark. That's IC chat now. This is your way to save yourself from the hordes that are coming after you in that chat.
The timestamp visible, as well as my side of the story from my perspective and my point of view. In the original edit, there was no cutoff. However, a friend of mine suggested that for 2 reasons it should be cut off. Number 1, for time's sake, because the video was getting really long. Regardless, in the video after...
Listen, I'll say it, right? I don't put the pen to paper. I can tell you what you can do to make a good video. Doesn't mean I make good videos, because I don't actually follow through with anything. But I've always been able to tell what makes a good video, okay? You can ask, nobody knows who this is, Keyed Boy, okay? I used to sit in calls. You can ask Dumpy and Keyed Boy. I used to sit in calls with them. I was like fucking like Gordon Ramsay or some shit. I would just like berate this guy until he fucking got it right. And tells me today that he became a stronger man because of it.
I still own what I did there was dumb, and it was a breach of personal space and boundaries, and it was wrong of me, and I still feel bad about it.
This makes absolutely no sense. Cameron's response is almost 3 hours long.
The music choice sucks, and it's too fucking loud.
The full clip.
Why is the video not sectioned into chapters? Why can I not watch the first minute of the video and not know what I'm gonna be like? Your preview of points should be at the beginning, or a general like teaser. They're like fish, okay? They're like fish. Viewers are like fish. Just because you've gotten them to kind of pay attention to the hook doesn't mean they're gonna stay for the rest of it, and you're gonna reel them in. So at the beginning, you want to reel them in. You failed to do that.
Would have added, what, 3 seconds to the video? Cameron also refuses to show the full clip of him choking Cruxa in this video. So it goes—
If Dickers doesn't want to make Morale's mistake, he should show someone his fucking video, preferably me.
without saying this is just more blatant dishonesty and obfuscation on Cameron's part. Krexa claimed that she had confronted Cameron once the stream was over and explained how he had made her feel uncomfortable. Cameron responds by telling her it was a joke and that she's overreacting and to go sleep on the couch.
Morale
Eventually,
walked back every piece of the video live. I don't know if that's true or not. I can totally believe that.
Cameron goes into the living room to chastise Krexa for not forgiving him. She begins recording this encounter, which I'll let speak for itself for the most part.
My last chance. What the fuck does that mean? I don't want to be threatened to be listened. What the fuck? No. Just leave me alone. What the fuck?
Don't respond to me. Just relax. Ease the nerves. I'm gonna go.
AIDS gang represent, okay? What is like I feel like I'm like listening because sometimes like I go into the FBI vault of declassified file. You find this online or whatever. I feel like I'm listening to a recording from that vault, like relating to some like high profile like murder case. He threw it. It should have been you. No, what I need, I'm a good conductor. I'm not a good performer, okay? I just need, like, 3 people. I just need, like, 3 people who I could tell what to do for a few weeks. And you would have the best fucking video you've ever seen. 3 unquestioning loyalists who do everything I ask. I'm sure I could find people like that if I threw enough money at them. Ivana Santini with the 10. That is super fucking generous. Streamlabs it is then. Thank you so much. Very fucking generous.
I apologize for how I made you feel. I apologize for getting the snap at you earlier. I wasn't trying to do that. I wasn't thinking about it.
You were...
It was not malintent. There was no malintent.
The breathing is like...
I just don't want you to be anxious or upset or nervous.
I'm extremely anxious now.
Excuse me. And I didn't want to escalate earlier.
What is he even doing here? He's like talking, he should probably leave. But I don't know what's like going on here. He's forcing me to listen to him here under threat. Oh, got it. But she doesn't show the threat. Okay, he's demanded I shut the fuck up and listen to him until I complied. I am not okay with him being in the room.
I want you to leave me alone. Please just leave me alone.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave you alone.
Right now.
I am.
Go.
You don't control me, okay? It's my house.
I get the right to my own space.
You do, absolutely.
Please just leave me alone.
You don't control me. You don't tell me what.
Please.
Okay? I'm gonna get a snack and I'm gonna go to bed. So, just relax.
Okay, I don't want to... I was gonna say something, but I realized it'd be a bad look. I don't really know if this clip is, like, proving anything, to be honest. Maybe it is. It's proving that he's a fucking moron, okay? If a woman is, like, telling you to leave, get the fuck out of there, bro. If she's, like, if she's got the record... I probably didn't know if she's fucking crying, telling you to leave, get the fuck out of there. What are you doing?
Cameron refuses to leave her alone despite Krexa trying to draw a clear boundary, and Cameron eventually snaps and explains that she can't control him and this is his house and he can be where he wants to. Now, to be clear, I'm not going to act like this is insane. This is pretty light, all things considered. Cameron obviously shouldn't be power tripping on his friend who is obviously distressed, and regardless if Krexa was indeed overreacting or not, this is at the very least escalatory and unnecessary behavior on Cameron's part. Around the same time, Cameron decides to vague post on a Snapchat story about Krexa and their fight that they had. In the morning, upon seeing this, Krexa accuses Cameron of smear campaign.
Why is this blurred? That was my other criticism. Why is everything fucking blurred? Okay, morale is this weird thing. But the docs, I don't want to be accused of like, dude. He just like blurs
you could be like, well,
things unnecessarily. And remember how I was saying he should not have blurred his whole fucking he shouldn't have blurred the entire report? Well, apparently someone used that against him.
Oh, you could be like, well, Papa, you're a fucking idiot. Maybe I'm a fucking idiot. Maybe all of you guys would have interpreted this correctly and I didn't, and maybe that's my problem and that's my fault.
True.
But I wouldn't have looked at this and necessarily thought that BM stood for black male and then his birthday.
Okay, you're retarded.
So happy birthday, King. You know what I mean?
Well, the other
Happy
thing
birthday.
The other thing Papa Gut's not realizing here. The other thing Papa Gut is not realizing here is that Cameron is a good friend of the person involved, and he would know if she had like previously been Baker acted for making violent threats. And if he didn't know that and it was some shocking new information, surely he'd be like double checking that to verify it. That'd be like a crazy revelation. All that clipping was for nothing. Well, hold on, guys. I'm sorry. I really gotta fucking piss real quick. I'm sorry. One sec. I drank too much fucking water and coffee. Bruh, I just fucking pissed so hard that shit could cut through metal. Holy fuck. Alright, I'm back. Sorry. Drink your water, kids. It's good for you. Alright, back to this clip.
He might have censored it because he's being malicious, or maybe he just censored it because he thought it was sensitive. I don't know. So, sorry. I mean, like, that's where I'm going out with that. So, yeah. Well, that's my life, brother. I don't know what to tell you.
Trusting Cameron at his word was a bad move. This allowed Krexa to be smeared by a large majority of the community, and to this day, lies about Krexa have not been correct.
And the names behind the red boxes that he could see.
I did wash my hands.
Oh, maybe. I mean, I can't see that
Hands are
information.
washed.
Okay, maybe that might actually be a good argument. Hold on.
And Cameron knows that Plex about sensitive sensors. So Cameron is both lying about where he got this report and
Oh, wait, this clip is longer than it needs to be. Where does he talk about the blur? The blur? Where is he talking about that? Oh, did Morale unblur it?
Cameron is both lying about where he got this report and who censored it. Now that we've established the dishonesty, let's actually examine the document. I've gone through and added a red bar to any sensitive
Okay. All right, so there's one argument which could be a really good argument is that this red bar okay. So this actually might own Cameron. Sorry, this apparently then under the red bar here would be identifiable information for the guy. So if the person in this video can say like, hey, this information here was the name of the black guy, Morgan Freeman, I don't know, and Cameron knew that because he got the uncensored version from FPS Diesel, that could show malicious nature. But then again, FPS Diesel also fucked it up. This is a fucking problem. Oh my god, holy fuck.
Information.
FPS Diesel was totally incompetent with his coverage of this, but Cameron has even less of an excuse because Cameron was directly involved with Cameron was the person that called 911. Cameron spoke to the police. Cameron was involved with what was occurring here, right? Cameron knew the party involved. Now, according to Cameron, he did not know the black male that is mentioned in the report. Because basically, Cameron calls the police because he's having some sort of verbal dispute with Krexa. He calls the police. The police note that the caller... Yeah. So, okay. So Cameron calls the police because they're getting into some kind of verbal dispute. The police show up, but before the police show up, they'll like run an address to look at its prior history to know if they're going to be going into a potentially dangerous situation. And apparently, so the location they were showing up to was detected as a potential hazard because they believed that an individual, black male, this person, they believed he was living at the address, had shown prior violent tendencies and was Baker acted for making threats. According to Cameron, this guy was most likely an ex-resident that no longer lived at the address. I don't know if I believe that. I don't know what the deal is with that, but that's not even relevant. The police get there. They talk to her. Literally what this report shows is requested her, I'm assuming this means requested her to be 20B, but can't tell exactly what she's doing, question mark. Subject is calm. They just got into a verbal. So the police showed up and realized it's like nothing. There's nothing happening here.
The black bar on the top is likely related
what is this?
to
What is this related
and the
to?
bar on the bottom is likely medical information relating to the Baker Act.
Wait, what's this information here then? I feel like it's super obvious. I mean, tell that to FPS Diesel. Apparently, he misinterpreted it too. Wouldn't he have read that? But this says location. So what did it even say the name?
Let's talk about the supposed Baker Act. It's not about Crexa.
Holy fuck, dude. This is like just so convoluted unnecessarily. I don't know if he misinterpreted it or did it maliciously. I don't know. I need to see it myself. I read legal documents a lot. Well, I mean, I don't.
Yes, the uncensored police report in its entirety needs to be shown. The argument that it is doxing is retarded because the fuck it is. First of all, right, when you say something being public is not enough to say it's not doxing when you bring it up. But is everyone gone? Dude, does everyone just If you could just read it yourself, it's so easy to get. Yes, but the question is, was this public, personally identifying information linked to a private, anonymous online persona? Yes, it was. Cameron linked the police report to him when he invoked it to use against Crexa. So if you now go and bring up this public document, you are not linking the personally identifiable information contained in the document to Cameron. Cameron did that himself by invoking it. By invoking it as a piece of evidence, this public document is now open to the scrutiny of the public. People have a right to see the full document. All right. Back to this video. I literally fell asleep. This video is so bad. Did Queeman speak to Morale? Did Queeman speak to Meow?
Painting her on Snapchat. Cameron initially denies this, but when Crexa says she had screenshotted the post, he immediately folds.
So, this apology is good and correct, but if you really mean it, why are you smear campaigning?
Do so much shit and always find a way to feel. He should show this when he first. Oh, hold on. Can't even apologize because it's never good enough. Treat me like shit instead. It just hurts when you meant no harm. Never made the mistake before and didn't see it as nothing. When you try to give them everything you can.
Your Snapchat right now.
I'm not.
I saw it.
What do you mean?
I saw your story.
So he's lying to her.
What do you mean?
I saw your story this morning where you talked about me treating you like shit.
I honestly, I don't know if I'm just like crazy here. To me, I don't really think he had malintent on that stream. I think he was roughhousing and made her uncomfortable. And even though he stopped roughhousing, he was still up in her business, in her personal space, putting his head on her and shit. And it's like, at that point, you need to back the fuck off, dude. Lumpy with the 5. Aiden, Stormy Skeleton has seen Dicker's full script for his video, and it's basically the exact same video as Morale. There's no, you're lying to me. You're lying. There's no shot, dude. There is no fucking shot.
And you can play dumb about it, but I took a picture of it just in case.
Somebody leaked the script, okay? Somebody leaked the full script now. I want the script on my desk within 10 minutes. I want this script in my inbox within 10 minutes, okay? CIAs, get on your shit.
Yeah. My private story.
You know, let's actually talk to this Stormy Skeleton guy. I want him to tell us about the Dicker script. Real quick, before we continue. I'm trying to call him. He's not picking up.
So, if you really mean all this.
Yeah, that was pretty emotional. That was created 10 hours ago, right after everything happened.
Who cares? Who cares? Who cares about any of this? Who cares? Who cares? Like, that clip, literally, you could just say, yeah, I made a mistake. I was roughhousing and I didn't read the room and didn't get out of her fucking personal space afterwards. I thought she just wanted me to take my hand off her neck. I didn't realize she wanted me just, like, out of her fucking business in general. And it was, like, a mistake. Like, you could just say that, and I could honestly... If it wasn't Cameron, I would probably just believe him, right? But yeah, as someone was saying, like, in aggregation, yeah, it looks worse. But I don't know if, like, the clip is, like, a super strong point.
Says she doesn't want to be smear campaigned, and Cameron responds by saying she isn't, and that she's the only one who had seen the story.
I don't.
Wait, someone's at my door, one sec. Sorry, I'm back. Somebody was at my door.
I want to be smear campaigned.
You're not being smeared. You're the only one who's seen it so far.
We can see via the provided screenshot that the posts are 8 hours old, so the likelihood of her being the only person who has seen them is pretty low. To call this
I don't care. This is non-tent.
one-sided sext messages where he only shows Krex's side. He does this in response to being accused of having a rape fetish by Krexa in an unreleased interview.
She had a kink, a very, very, very strong kink involving the...
This video should be like 20 minutes. Like less. Less than 20 minutes. 5 from G's. Why didn't you tell anyone you were going live? I did. But thank you so much for the donation. That is very fucking generous. And that puts us almost halfway to Streamly goal. You guys are insane with the support. Really appreciate it, guys.
Lack of consent.
But then externally, from his perspective, I don't know if he knew that, because I didn't really let him.
Maybe we were... Dude, I had a 2-hour call with Cam today. A 2-hour call. He did it again. I don't know, like, maybe I'm coming into it with bad faith to assume it's manipulation. But he sounded very reasonable. He was like being like, I could tell it was all like played up, to be honest. He was trying to charm me because he wanted something. And he asked me for something. And I'm going to tell you what he asked me for. Cameron asked me to give him a clean slate. And, like, when his name is brought up, I don't need to bring up the past stuff. Or whatever. He asked me to give him a clean slate. And I think that's what all the fucking brown-nosing in the call was leading up to be honest with you. I'm not just gonna, like, give it to you, right? You would... And first of all, I don't know why you'd want that from me. But... Yo, Aiden, you're one of his biggest A-logs. Dude, he was just, like, saying everything I wanted to... He, like, all of a sudden... This guy who I had every reason to believe is like a fucking Republican, all of a sudden is like giving like liberal talking point. And then we start talking about Hassan, and I make the argument because like he was like he doesn't like how Hassan was disrespecting the troops, and I said, well, yeah, I don't really like to go after the troops because even if they fought in wars that I believe were totally unjustified, that's a problem with like the people leading them. They're mostly like underprivileged working class people. That's the problem with the people leading them to go die, as opposed to the soldiers themselves. But then I made the argument to him. From Hassan's perspective, you can view the fucking Houthi you could view the Houthi as a guy who believes that he's fighting for a good cause, even if you don't think the cause is good. He's fighting for what he believes is a good cause at the direction of his higher ups or whatever, right? You could also make that argument. I'm not gonna. He's just trying to grow, bro. You know what that's like? True. That's every conflict in history. So, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that at all. There are plenty of armies in history that knew what they were fighting for, and what they were fighting for was really bad. Okay. When the Wehrmacht pushed eastward, they knew that they were fighting to ethnically cleanse those lands and make it German, move German settlers over there. They were fully aware of that. I mean, the death squads followed right behind them. So there are armies in history that the individual soldier knew he was fighting for something bad. In his mind, it wouldn't be bad, it would be a pro. But I'm talking about, did he believe something that we would all think is bad? Like from the fucking Houthis perspective, if he believes that those ships are going to deliver weapons or supplies to go and fund a group that is going to be committing genocide against innocent people, from what he believes, that's a perspective we can all see. Oh, that's bad. That's bad. That's something that shouldn't happen if those ships are going to deliver that, blah, blah, blah. Even if that's true or not. But if that is his perspective, did you not record the call? For legal reasons, I will not answer that question.
No, so I can't really sit here and call him a rapist, even though he does have a rape fetish. But I can't.
All right, I won't be holding any punches. That BDSM fetish that she mentioned in her document was a rape fetish that I was not into, and she knew that I was not into. And now she's trying to push that on me. She's trying to turn the tables, even though all the evidence points.
I'm craving dick and Doms. There's nothing wrong with consensual BDSM. There's nothing wrong with it. Okay, both parties are consenting. Sure, to the outsider, it might be weird as fuck, but there's nothing wrong with it. And also, let's say Cameron was into that. Victims of sexual abuse, and according to Cameron, he was sexually abused. Victims of sexual abuse are far more likely to have those kinds of to have those kinds of fetishes. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly. BDSM is okay, brave. No. But people, you cannot sit here and pretend like people don't use the prospect of somebody having like a rape fetish or like a sadist fetish to like paint them as a bad person. Like, you can't pretend like that doesn't happen all the time. Whoa, didn't mean to. There we go.
Points to it being her. I don't have that fetish. She has that fetish. And now she's trying to say that I have it publicly. And this interview that was never published. So now that that's out of the way, I won't be pulling any punches. She had a rape fetish that I was not into and that I did not consent to doing.
This is an insane overreaction and completely unwarranted. This serves only to shame and humiliate Krexa, which, ironically enough, Krexa predicts in her document. This is all made even worse when you are—
Wait, excuse me, what? How is this guy actually gonna make me defend Cameron? Am I misinterpreting this? She brings up that he has a rape fetish to paint him in a negative light, and he says, no, it's actually her who has this fetish, not me. He's responding to the thing that she's just levied against him, and he's correcting the record in regards to that. How is that him trying to humiliate her? He's responding to a claim that she made by saying, no, this isn't the case. It wasn't my fetish that I made her do. It was her fetish that she's asking me to do. Here are the DMs that show that. What? This is a fucking dog shit point. What a horrible fucking point.
Remember that these aren't false allegations. While exaggerated at times, these claims that Krexa was making were based entirely—
Do you know like what you have to do to get me to defend this guy? Like, do you know like how, I mean, holy shit, this is like getting me to defend Tommy C.
reality. It seems like he made two entirely different responses to Krexa and just put them together in—
What would be a good point then? None at all. There was no point to be made there. Him invoking those DMs was totally appropriate in this given context. There was no point to be made there. Based on what Morales just presented to me, he did not do anything wrong in that specific point.
Video back to back. For example, at around the 40-minute mark, Cameron addresses the claim that he had spread AI or revenge porn of Krexa.
So here she lies and claims that I was sending revenge.
Also, what the fuck is this camera angle? Why are you like at the way bottom? And like you should be like centered in this, like, does this guy like not know how to set up a camera?
Porn of her. Prove it to me. She's claiming I sent revenge porn. Prove it to me. That never happened.
To be clear,
the foundation of the accusations, Krexa alleges that Cameron has a rape fetish and goes to bed listening to women screaming to paint him as some kind of like wannabe rapist or some kind of creep, right? For his alleged fetish, the thing that he's into. Cameron responds saying, "No, that's not my fetish, it's yours," and he shows proof. Your camera is pointed too low.
his response here is perfectly fine. It's obviously on Krexa to provide evidence, especially for a claim like this. However, an hour later in his video, he addresses the same exact allegation, but this time, he tries to guess which video she is talking about and decides to play it for his audience.
She claimed at one point that I was sharing porn or an AI porn of her, and a bunch of other really weird claims that had zero bases.
Like, I don't know if he, like, got an act. I was like, you told me about this one time, and then I was thinking about it, like, maybe it's an actress, maybe it's an AI, I don't know. I'm guessing it just doesn't even exist, but you said somebody's seen this video?
Go ahead, post it. If it's real, as you say, let me see it.
If Morale is, like, trying to get me to, like, look at Krexa poorly, it's working. It is working very well. Very well. The problem is I don't think that was, like, his intent.
Yeah, honestly. I would like, you know what, you're right. I want to see this fucking video.
Y'all notice the stuttering there? It's because she knows what it is. It's this, right on screen. And the reason she knows is because she thought she made me delete it.
Wait, why is Morale censoring it? Why is this blurred? Is it, just at least describe it to us. What is he showing on screen that you're now blurring?
I tried calling this revenge porn. This isn't porn. There is no porn. Nothing, the entire video. I'm not gonna share it, because
At least put text explaining what's there. He's showing something on YouTube. I'm almost certain he's not dumb enough to show actual porn on YouTube. Why are you not hopefully he
I'm embarrassed by this video, but there's no porn in it, but she tried calling this revenge porn and wanted me to delete it. Now I know why, and I'm glad I didn't. Here you go.
What is the point of even showing this clip if we can't see it? Like, just say, Cameron goes on to show a video of, like, why even show this clip if we can't see what he's talking about? You can see it just fine. You can see it did you just, like, eat, like, a fucking nation's worth of carrots? I know. Carrots make your eyesight better as a myth. I know.
She tried to get me to delete this. I told her I did so she'd leave me alone.
It's insane that Cameron admits to refusing to delete this intimate video and
What is the video? Like, describe what the video is that he's showing, because he clearly doesn't think it's intimate, because he's showing it to the camera, and he's explaining this is what she thinks is porn. So explain what the video is.
decides to show it publicly on YouTube. As far as I can tell, though, there isn't anything relating this video, which is just kissing, to anything revenge porn related. But regardless, stuff like this.
If it's just kissing, why would you blur it? If it's just kissing, why is it blurred? Why is it blurred like it's actual porn if it's just two people kissing? Okay.
Happens constantly throughout Cameron's response. He basically responds to everything twice and gives.
He says that about everything, and it's like actually starting to get on my nerve. I don't want to give you the police report because I don't want to the evidence that's being called into question here. That's like one of the centerpiece of evidence in regards to this controversy that can demonstrate that Cameron lied. You're not going to give it to me to publicly scrutinize, even though Cameron himself invoked it to use against his accuser. He doesn't want to risk it. Is this guy like a coward? I don't understand.
different answers each time, which again is just really odd, and I'm not sure why he did this. Probably the worst case of Cameron outright smearing Krexa happens around the time she was kicked out of his apartment, an incident that involved Cameron calling the police on her. Long story told short, they got into an argument, Krexa runs outside, Cameron, after calling the crisis hotline, follows her. At some point, Krexa runs back inside to take refuge with Cameron's roommate. Eventually, the police show up and investigate the situation. Let's see how Cameron initially explains this situation.
She refused to listen, bolted out of my house after hopping over the couch, and was clearly going into some mental breakdown. So I immediately called a mental health hotline to get advice. They told me to locate her immediately.
Clip doesn't even need to be this long. You could just be like, in the course of the 911 call, or in the course of the aftermath of this, Cameron displays the police report and claims that, and then you show him saying, Krexa was Baker acted, she has a hit, and then be like, the problem is, this isn't about Krexa.
I first grabbed my keys just in case she tried locking me out, and they told me to find her because she could hurt herself.
And anyone who says we're scrutinizing too heavily here, like, you cannot. Nobody's saying that. I'm not even going to address it. Nobody's saying that. I am going to nitpick the video.
As it turns out, according to the police report, she was wielding a knife. This is when I decided to take some time to call for a Baker Act, which is when someone going through a mental health crisis gets immediate help and treatment.
But she wasn't Baker acted. That's another thing. That's another one of his. He claims that he thought the police report showed that she was previously Baker acted, but he's making it out to be like the call resulted in her being Baker acted. The cops showed up and nobody was Baker acted. They left. So he couldn't claim he mixed the reports up because he was there. He would know that nobody got Baker acted.
I actually have a copy of the report. Some details will be censored for safety reasons and as to not dox her or any locations involved. But according to her background check, she had a history of violent threats online and was Baker acted in 2016. These were things I wasn't entirely aware of other than the Baker Act, but I didn't know what it was for or when it was.
In that video, Cameron presents a police report that allegedly claims Krexa was Baker acted in 2016 for violent behavior. But if you've been following this video so far, you already know that Cameron has a well-established history of dishonesty and evidence tampering. So let's actually examine the report he provided. The redactions on this report are sloppy, uneven in height, poorly aligned, and in some cases even overlapping the document's layout borders. It immediately raises a question. Did Cameron censor this report himself? And if so, what exactly is he trying to hide? Well, we don't have to speculate. Cameron was directly asked about this on a recent live stream.
There's hype. I'm not going to get it day one.
Why did you fabricate your report to the authorities and then hide all the...
If I made my own video, the video would be about 15 minutes. Okay? It'd be about 15 minutes.
replies regarding this on your newest tweets?
Okay, first of all, retard. I didn't. That's a lie. I didn't fabricate my Freedom of Information report with redacted information that I couldn't see.
So make your video? No. No. I won't. I won't. I won't. Because I'm not the only competent person on Earth, or in this community, and I'm sure that I can trust other people to make competent videos. Am I right?
I don't know how anybody else got unredacted information. So I just got it from the Freedom of Information Act. I had replies because these people are bad faith malicious actors.
Bad faith malicious actors. He does this all the time. I don't know. That word's lost all meaning. Or that term's lost all meaning.
Like yourself. So you can go.
I literally, you say Shamu would have clutched this? Dude, I literally, when this shit was going down, dude, this is my DM that I sent to Shamu. On June 5th. Wait. On June 5th. Dude, what's up? Make a Cameron video. At this point, I'm convinced you were the only one competent enough to do it. I hadn't previewed anyone's videos yet. I just had a gut instinct that the two people making the videos were gonna fuck it up. I had a gut feeling that that's what was gonna happen. Okay, you could say, "Oh, you didn't have faith in these people." I didn't. Did I want to say that? No.
Fuck off. Thank you. Thanks, mods.
First off, Cameron didn't get the report from the Freedom of Information Act. He got it from FPS Diesel, who provided him the uncensored copy. He shows this himself in his response video, but if you want definitive proof, here's FPS Diesel sending me an unedited
Okay, at least he took the criticism to add the fucking text.
screen recording of him scrolling through
And he finally did it so he doesn't blur the entire page.
Cameron's DMs, opening the file he sent.
Yeah, like, for example, in his initial video, this whole fucking thing was blurred for some reason.
Cameron, and it is completely uncensored. If you
I don't even think there's anything on the first page worth blurring. I don't think there's anything like private or identified. Let me just like double check. I don't know why.
Even more definitive evidence.
Why? But then why blur it down here?
DMs, opening the file he sent Cameron, and it is completely uncensored.
This whole thing needs to be unblurred. The whole thing should be unblurred.
If you want even more.
You should leave this part unblurred so we can see that it's the same page that he showed us. What am I looking at? Let's pretend I'm a random member of the audience. What the fuck am I looking at?
Definitive evidence, you need not look further than the aforementioned video titled The r/Osana Degenerates. Uploaded a month after his response video, he shows the entire report without the black bar censors. So Cameron is both lying about where he got this report and who censored it. Now that we've established the dishonesty, let's...
He should be using as little blurs as... I've looked at the uncensored report. There is no reason the entire fucking second page needs to be blurred. There's no reason for that.
Actually examine the document. I've gone through and added a red bar to any sensitive information.
Dude. Dude, hold on.
Black bar on the top is likely related to Cameron's gun safe, and the bar on the bottom is likely medical information relating to the Baker Act. And let's talk about this supposed Baker Act. It's not about Krexa. While I'll keep the individual's name censored, you can see he is labeled as a black male born in 1987. I'm not sure if this is Cameron's
Why are we censoring his name?
roommate or another tenant of the apartment complex or someone completely unrelated, but
Wait, Cameron did tell me his roommate was 30 years old, but he said this wasn't his roommate's name, the guy in the report. But he said his roommate was about 30 years old. 1987. When was this? This was in 2024, so he'd be older than that. Maybe Cameron was just doing an estimate. Yeah, this was in 2023. So what? He would have been about 33. No, not 30. 30. What is it? 35. 36.
And let's talk about this supposed Baker Act. It's not about Krexa. While I'll keep the individual's name censored, you can see he is labeled as a black male born in 1987. I'm not sure if this is Cameron's roommate or another tenant of the apartment complex or someone completely unrelated, but it's not about Krexa, and Cameron knows this. He censors the rape.
For whatever reason, police believe that this individual was living at that address and this individual had priors. Now, Cameron is either lying to me that he doesn't know who this person is. Because if he did know who this person was, it would lend more credence to the notion that, I was thinking about this before I started streaming, it would lend more credence to the notion that he could not have interpreted this as being about Krexa. Get his editor, he's in Collins. Hello?
Hello?
Hi, what's up?
Hi, so I don't know if you recognize me from Spicy, but I helped Mrao work on the video.
Gotta.
And and I watched Mrao on Papa Gut. Did you see any of that?
Yeah, I saw the beginning of it.
Dude, I'm like fucking, I'm so mad about how that interview went. Like, actually, I was fucking like, oh.
Did he concede on everything? I haven't watched the end of it yet.
Mrao was just letting it. I like Mrao. Mrao is great. Working for Mrao has been great. It's really cool working on the video. But Papa Gut is such a rancid, fucking disgusting liar. And he was just allowed to get away with shit.
Yeah.
Like he never should have been able to get away with. I was in Mrao's DMs telling him, like, bring me in. Show him the clip that I made. Show him the clip that I made of Papa Gut refusing to name the person who Cameron used to work for, the pedophile Yandere Dev. There is so much comprehensive evidence about Yandere Dev being a pedophile out and out. and so much about Cameron knowing that he was and sweeping for him anyway, but fucking there's nothing. And then he starts telling him, oh, you should talk to Queeman. And you should talk to Queeman, but like, why is he saying this?
We know Morale sucks in a live debate format, even if you like him, his coverage, his video, like not everybody is good at debate. And Morale knows this. I think Morale's acknowledged this before. And I maybe you could say he just didn't have an option to bring other people in. Like he was lucky enough to get into the call on his own. But did he even ask?
He told me that he was concerned that he didn't want Papa Gut to run away or anything.
I guess
but he also didn't ask.
Yeah, I would have at least asked at the end. $2 from Cats Flockin. Have you, Teeny Tiny Tony? Have you ever loved? That's Cats Flockin asked that question.
Have I ever loved?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think I'm just a hateful creep.
Fair enough. But are you happy with how the video went?
I have a lot of problems with. There's a bunch of things, a bunch of specific things that I really wanted to be included in the video that weren't. And I'm frustrated that they weren't, but I'm glad that there is a video and it's out.
I feel like some of the points like are refutable though. Like when he brings up the BDSM rape fetish stuff and says that Cameron's only invoking this to embarrass her. When he's actually invoking it as a response to the claims that she made about him. Like I feel like that's.
But that wasn't what. So in her initial document and her initial like big accusatory, and like as Mao does describe it as being like a big rambling document, which it is, but it's never like outing Cameron's like sexual proclivities to humiliate him. And none of the stuff that Cameron shows, and he shows like a bunch of DMs. Wait, what's that?
Why was she bringing up that he had like a rape fetish?
Because she was trying to say that he was very controlling, which was supported by other things that I wanted to include in the video, which were like, he brought her in to be like his live-in sex slave, basically. Like she would live there for free, and he, it was his apartment that I guess his dad was paying for or something. And
if she's invoking the fact that he has a rape fetish as like a negative point to be like made against him, is it not fair for him to invoke, well, actually you were also into this, this is also your fetish, or this is your fetish, not mine? Like would that not be a fair thing to invoke?
And the language from her thing wasn't specifically, my interpretation of it wasn't that it was specifically sexual, but it was to do with being dominating, like having like a conservative attitude towards women, that the man should be the one to tell them what to do.
Did she not say rape fetish?
No, I don't think so. I can check my notes. I could be wrong, but
because I'm pretty sure, I'll check again, but I'm pretty sure. Let me look real quick.
Yeah, I'm just looking at my notes now. And yeah, he brought her there to live rent-free. They agreed that she wouldn't have to pay rent.
Wait, hold on, real quick. According to Morale, she did accuse him of having a rape fetish.
Oh, that was the LAMCC call. She talked about that, yeah.
Okay, so she was spreading that around in a negative context, right?
I guess, yeah. From the LAMCC call, but the LAMCC call was in like a Google Drive of stuff that was, I think, mostly unreleased. That's why, like in Cameron's video, Cameron's response video, the LAMCC interview shows up as being unreleased. Like that text is on the screen that it's unreleased. And in Crex's official Reddit post, where she like made her accusations, the language she uses is more about him being conservative. But
but he knows. But if he was to see that call, he knows she's going around bringing up or accusing him of having a rape fetish in a negative context. So he's making a video responding to her, and he wants to respond to all of her claims. and he is responding to the rape fetish point that she's been spreading around, I think it's totally fine to bring up she was also into it, or it was her fetish, not his.
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah. So I don't think he was doing that to humiliate her. I think he was doing that to disprove or counter that claim.
Well, there's also the revenge porn thing where he's like, at one point in the video, she had been accusing him of some type of revenge porn, and then later on in the video, he shows on screen a video that she didn't want out, that she had wanted deleted. And the only reason I can see for him doing that is to humiliate her.
It's them kissing?
It shows, yeah, it's like her sitting on his lap.
That's just the video is her sitting on his lap?
It's like her sitting on his lap and they're like kissing and stuff.
Got it. All right. Well, I'm gonna probably finish this video, but thank you for calling in. All the best. Take care.
Thank you. Take care.
All right. Let's finish this.
Gender and date of birth, which makes it impossible for viewers to know this isn't about Krexa unless they've seen the uncensored version, which at this point would be next to impossible. To summarize, Cameron lied about what the report says, he lied about how he got it, and he lied about who redacted it. And he did this all to make someone accusing him of abuse look mentally unstable. To be clear, I don't fault Cameron for censoring the report himself as a baseline to protect your privacy. However, maliciously—
But he didn't, in the call with me, he didn't say that he censored the report himself. What he said to me was, that's how the call was given to him. That's how the police gave him the call. And Morale's focusing on, like, the inconsistencies in the censors. I obviously believe he probably edited it himself. But before I stated that conclusively, I would want to make sure. Hell, I would even go and, like, email the sheriff or something and ask them if this was, like, how they blur police reports, and if this blur aligned with their— obviously I don't think that's true. I just want to, like, be 100% sure.
Censoring a police report to smear someone accusing you of abuse is very different than simply protecting your privacy. This is extremely egregious and malicious behavior, and I don't know how he got away with this for so long.
By the way, we're over halfway to Streamly goals. So if you guys want to support the stream, as always, you could donate through Streamlabs, Super Chat. If not, totally okay. You can like up, sub up, clip up, join the Discord. We just hit 500 members. Super grateful. And we were very close to 7,000 subscribers.
Cameron also parroted these claims to other content creators like FPS Diesel, who ended up including this in their own video.
Now, Krexa herself has a pretty checkered history with former men, homelessness, mental illness, and a lot more that calls the girl unstable and into question, right? The police report my team and I got detailed the previous Baker Act. This report is real. I am the reason the report leaked.
Cameron, your firstborn, and I'll get, like, promise you, like, what you want to take the child? Okay, I'll give you the kid.
To act tough in these videos, proudly lying about his detractors and victims. He will openly attempt to paint his critics as pedophiles while privately apologizing and begging for Reddit avowals. It goes without saying that Diesel should have looked at the police report himself, and just trusting Cameron at his word was a bad move. This allowed—
Gamma, okay, Tessa, you don't need to announce that you're not gonna— I don't know why you're still here. You're very crazy. Hold on. Okay.
Krexa to be smeared by a large majority of the community, and to this day, lies about Krexa have not been corrected on any large platform. 2023 was definitely not a very good year for Cameron, as only 3 months after Krexa was kicked out of his apartment, he now has to deal with the fallout of Yandere Dev, his boss, being exposed as a child groomer. This was first outed on the 20th of September when a TikToker going by Bugcell leaked the contents of an upcoming expose video that would be posted 4 days later. Cameron is seen in the comments claiming this alleged minor Dev had interacted with had lied about her age, and was actively urging others to mass report the videos exposing Dev. Cameron claims in recent Google documents that he was lied to about Yandere Dev about the minor's age, but the screenshots he links to cite this don't help his case. In fact, they contradict him. Yandere Dev says, do high school girls notice how much money they could make on OnlyFans and plan to start an OnlyFans?
Yeah, I never really got on Cameron super hard about the Yandere stuff as well, because it's like, yeah, he did sweep for a groomer. He was relatively, like, young, not that makes it better, he was relatively young himself. I personally, when going after someone like Cameron, I prefer to stick to the points that I think are solid and easy to defend and can't be, like, easily explained away. Once again, if you want to go at him for this kind of stuff, please be my guest. I'm not saying, like, it's wrong to go at him for the Yandere Association. But that's why I haven't like really gone super far into it. I feel like my other points were like totally sufficient.
When they turn 18. What about you?
So what you're saying is you had a hand in this video, Gamma? Wait, Gamma, did you review this?
Are you going to do it? This reads to me as, will you start an OnlyFans with...
It's so funny, too, because both Dickers and Morale have said to me at one point or another, you're going to give Cameron the W. You're going to accidentally give Cameron the W. You're going to give Cameron the W. We don't know about Dickers yet, but so far, Morale... Who's going to give Cameron the W? I'm confused.
You turn 18. Basically admitting to Cameron...
Gamma, please call in. You're running right now. This is pathetic. This is shameless. This is disgusting. Okay.
That he was indeed talking to an underage individual. Despite this, he was on TikTok asking for the mass reporting of this information that would have supposedly proven Yandere Dev's guilt. And the video posted just 4 days later confirmed everything. It exposed Yandere Dev engaging in deeply inappropriate conversations with someone known as Jelly, who, at this time, was only 16. Considering
how much does Aiden weight? Why do you care?
Yandere Dev was well into his 30s, this was, for all intents and purposes, a closed case. Which begs the question.
Gamma, so you reviewed this video?
I reviewed, define review, first and foremost.
You watched the video and gave feedback on it.
I watched the video yesterday, I believe. Or was it a day before? I forget.
So yes.
All I know is that within like the last day or two, he sent me like 30 minutes of the video, and I did watch it.
And you agreed with it?
While sick, I did not rewatch it. I did watch it. I rewatched it this morning.
You were sick.
Huh? Well, I'm not gonna try to use that as an excuse too much, but I did watch the video.
Sick. Got it.
I did watch the video, right? And I said I think it's solid for the most part. I did give him in the past when he asked me to review like certain clips, and as in review, he gave me like small clips where I was like, well, I'd probably do this a little bit different, or I'd give a little bit more like, detail in certain areas, right? Very vague. I'm not going to like try to pretend like I, put a lot of effort, because I didn't, right? I wasn't involved in this project. And I was like, I mean, you can do this whichever way you want. And when he gave me like the 29 minutes that he gave me, I was like, I think this is solid for the most part. I think you would like have your goals in mind, trying to make a digestible video that's like, condensed, and it'll get across some of these aspects to like, general retards, so that they can engage with the points being made. It'll probably do well to like get the word across and get a few views, right? Mm-hmm. So that more people understand what it is that he did. But in terms of like giving huge feedback and having a hand in like the whole creative process and like, getting everything out there and like, doing the fucking research and blah, 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 blah. No, I didn't have like, I didn't have a huge step in it.
So you weren't involved in the process at all?
I was not involved in the process. He sent me clips from time to time, and I was like, hey, what do you think? And I'm like, yeah, I like this, but I would argue these things differently, or I would like, probably be in the like, steer a little bit in a different direction. But ultimately, at the end of the day, I don't know like a proper strategy for a project like this. So, I believe in you. I don't want to like, I don't want to like, overbear. And I just, told him to keep working until he got it out.
Got it.
Essentially, I'm paraphrasing though.
Yeah, I would have told him to scrap it and not release it.
No, really? Yep. I mean, I don't think it's that bad. I think in terms of like, just getting the fucking word across for streamers to watch and be like, huh, I understand why there was like a bunch of concern. And if they want to like, more evidence, all of the evidence is readily available, compiled. We have, easy access to all of it.
It's not
where we can point to it.
The whole point of this video, agree from the beginning, the whole point
is
of
to be infallible.
Well,
is to be infallible.
Well, also that it would give you one place to have everything you're going to need for this. Apparently, he omitted his interview with me. Apparently, like, there were tons of things that just were never covered in this video.
I mean, ideally, what would you want, right? Because then we have to, like, look at it, I guess, I don't know. We have to look at it, like, in the wider scale.
Who cares that
you make a video.
Who cares about
you make a video that's longer than an hour, or you make a video that's longer than an hour, then, like, who's going to watch it, essentially? I mean, I guess that's just, like, a stretch of an argument to make in the first place.
Wait.
I think I would have agreed. Hold on. I think I agree. And in the past, I even said that the main focus should be on the Jelly and the conversations and how he manipulated evidence in regards to Jelly. But at the end of the day, again, that was my, like, my opinion versus his. He said he wanted it to go in a different direction. I didn't feel like, essentially disrupting his creative flow or process. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, this is just, I'm actually glad I didn't get credit for writing the intro and you didn't use my intro. I'm glad my name will never be on this video. This is one of the worst videos I've ever watched. And this is like, this is our equivalent of like being on the Epstein flight logs, like to have your name credited under this video.
On the video?
Yeah.
Check the description right now. Check the description right now.
Your name's here.
Yeah. But I didn't have like a massive hand in the work at all.
You didn't give him your honest feedback that the video was bad?
I gave him my honest feedback. I just didn't like, step on his toes about it. Okay. I told him I would do this. I told him I would probably argue this. I would focus on this. Right. But at the end of the day, he could do it whichever way he wants because, it's his work and I don't want to encroach.
You said you watched it yesterday. Did you watch it yesterday and said this is fine to upload?
Yes. I did say that.
So you gave it the green light.
At the very least. Sure.
So you're responsible for this.
Sure. Sure.
Understood. Thanks for calling in.
All right. Take it easy. Later.
Very sad stuff. And then Dickers was involved too. Folks, it is not looking good. It is not looking good. If unironically, if Dickers' video isn't good and Shamu decides to not go ahead and make a video purely out of spite, I'm jumping on the Cameron train. I don't even care. Purely out of spite, I'm just gonna like sit here and just like be like Papa Gut. He didn't even like do anything, man.
Why was Cameron willing to lie to defend someone whom he had complete and in some cases exclusive knowledge of his wrongdoings? Cameron's odd choices get even more bizarre as we go further into the timeline, as Cameron would plan to and successfully meet up in real life with the Android dev's grooming victim 4 separate times. Now, before we go any further, because things are about to get significantly more serious, I want to make something perfectly clear. Cameron was 19 and Jelly was 16. That's a 3-year age gap, and at no point in this video are the allegations about the age gap being inherently predatory, pedophilic, or even inappropriate on its own. Cameron has tried to turn this into a situation about a poor age gap and being slandered as a pedophile, and some content creators have even gone along with this narrative as well. So let me be perfectly clear. Cameron is being accused of a long string.
Why isn't Morale blurring the entire fucking email? Why doesn't Morale just like blur the whole fucking email? That'd be like very fitting. I wonder if like before I told him to stop blurring shit, like this whole email was blurred and he just like expected us to know it was there.
Slandered as a pedophile, and some content creators have even gone along with this narrative as well. So let me be perfectly clear. Cameron is being accused of a long string of manipulative, coercive, and outright malicious actions against someone he met under extremely questionable circumstances. And none of these actions hinge on the—
Keep in mind, I'm just going as hard on him as he went on Willie Mac. I'm going as hard on him as he went on Willie Mac.
Age gap. It's not the age gap that's the issue, it is the behavior. So if you're stuck on the number 16, let it go for the sake of this video and the arguments that follow. The age gap is mostly irrelevant. As mentioned earlier, Cameron and Jelly met in person a total of 4 times.
Ellie gave it her stamp of approval as well. Dude, this is like going to be one of the biggest scandals in commentary history.
Originally to meet on a documentary about Yandere Dev. According to Jelly, these meetings took place on Tuesday, November 21st, Saturday, November 25th, sometime during Christmas break with no specific date given, and finally on Tuesday, January 2nd. Cameron at this time lived in Florida and Jelly in Pennsylvania, so their meetings aligned.
Why are you so quiet and the video is so loud? Maybe you have a fucking hearing issue.
With school holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's, during which Cameron was visiting family up north. The latter 2 times are really the focus here, as those are the 2 times when alleged misconduct took place on Cameron's part. To start, during their 3rd meeting over Christmas break, Jelly claims that Cameron attempted to forcefully perform oral sex on her. She stated, quote, "He tried to eat me out and I didn't want to, so I had to start hitting him and stuff so he would put me down." She also reiterates the same exact thing in a recent interview.
So I was like, no, I'm not interested.
Yeah, that's consistent with her story's been consistent ever since it happened. That's what I said to Cameron in the call, right? He was like, she's lying about it. He just kept looping. I'm like, based on the information that's available to me, that has not been demonstrated. If you really are innocent, like you were saying, and if I were in your shoes, this is exactly what I would do. And this, by the way, is not advice to teach him how to get out of it. This is advice that would only work if he was innocent, right? I told him, instead of trying to find anywhere she trips up by changing what she's labeling what occurred, whether it's sexual assault or not, find, this has gone on for 2 years, she's recounted this story several times, find an inconsistency in the details themselves, the description of what actually occurred, not the adjective we're using to describe it, but the description of the events that went down.
And he was like, I really like eating girls out. And I was like, okay, I'm not interested. And I gave him a whole bunch of reasons why. Just like mostly, I'm not into this. Especially
Dickers saw this and he greenlit the video.
Someone who looks like him. So I just repeatedly was telling him, like, no, I'm not really into that. And he was like, no, you'll be fine. And I was like, no, leave me alone. No, I'm not doing that. And he picked me up, like physically lifted me and tried to move my pants.
Okay, I'm getting DMs now that Dickers also didn't see the video. People are sweeping for Dickers. Bobka is sweeping for Dickers right now. Shameless stuff happening. Shameless stuff.
And put me down on his face, and I was kicking him because, like, what the fuck? You can't just do that.
Cameron, however, tells a very different version of events.
In this instance, she was feeling bad, and she's like, "You didn't assault me, whatever." And then we were talking about the situation, and I was like, "I fucking picked you up. It's not sexual.
So explain,
and I put you down."
But explain the picking up. Explain the picking up. Where were you? Just like tell a story here.
So we were in a parking lot, and we were coming out of the store. I picked her up because I hugged her, and I picked her up while hugging her, and she kind of stopped.
Aiden, you would have told him to not. If I had seen this video, yes. Okay, even when I saw the previews of it, the bits of it, and I was heavily critical of those, and you guys were like, "It's not a big deal. It's not a big fucking deal. It's just a this, just a that." Everything is a big deal when it comes to a video like this. There are no small deals. First time Aiden didn't get happy seeing himself in a video. True.
She was kind of nonverbal. She started moving around. And at that point I kind of realized that she was uncomfortable, and she was like, "Stop." So I put her down. And I was like, "Are you okay? What's wrong?" And she's like, explained to me that she had past trauma with being picked up. And I was like, "I'm so sorry. I didn't know that." And she said, "It's okay."
Play the clip. I am, right? I'm watching this. I'm also going to talk while I am watching it, because I'm not a let me steal other people's well, this is actually my content. I'm not a let me steal other people's content streamer. So you're a fucking moron. You're an idiot. You're the person that has to live every day knowing that she only derives her self-worth sweeping for Dickers. Okay? Give it in 50 years from now, when you're in the fucking nursing home that your last living relatives decided to dump you in, and you're rotting away from dementia and getting getting flashbacks of the legacy you left behind, all you will remember is that you spent your days arguing pathetically in commentary chats to defend some random British guy that's probably calling you the N-word behind your back. You suck. You suck. Get a fucking life, you dumb bitch.
Cam, you didn't know.
The story Cameron is now pushing about this taking place in a parking lot appears from
One night from Patrick Star. Aiden, can I call you? I don't know what that first word means. I'm not gonna say it till I know what it means.
tell for the first time ever here. He never mentions the parking lot in his r/Osana video, nor in any of his prior responses. Meanwhile, Jelly's account has remained consistent for over a year and a half, backed by this screenshot as well as activity in FPS Diesel's live chat from over a year ago. In that chat, she mentions Cameron couldn't have seen her crotch due to their positioning. And while I was streaming, Jelly even provided me with this image to describe what happened. Now, yes, it might look silly, but it illustrates something important. According to her, Cameron was laying down, she was sitting upright, and he grabbed her thighs and—
professionally sketched diagram by the oh, dude. Dude, what the fuck is this? What is this, bro?
An attempt to pull her onto his face. It's obviously a weird and uncomfortable story,
is
but
he like tossing? Is he tossing her in the air? What is happening?
Matters here is consistency. Jelly has stuck to this version of events for well over a year. Meanwhile, Cameron's explanation is completely new, never mentioned before, and conveniently absolves him of any
she was an artist? She was an artist?
wrongdoing. Even in leaked DMs with Yandere Dev, Jelly is seen describing the same exact thing. FPS Diesel in his video—
It's abstract art, okay?
Covering Cameron also included an audio clip that seems to reference this exact encounter.
He said that you did nothing wrong?
Well, in a legal standpoint.
From a legal standpoint, I was saying no, and I was scared.
Implying that he did something wrong from an ethical standpoint.
And that I didn't want to.
No, just in the sense of us having sex, and that can be argued because once I heard you say stop, I put you down. You were being nonverbal.
I don't think I was.
I'm telling you. Maybe I wasn't hearing correctly, but I'm telling you, I did not hear the word stop, and until I did, I put you down. And I felt awful because you were like, once you started squirming a bit, I felt like
squirming. You're gonna call it squirming? I
don't know why. When I get so uncomfortable when he says squirming. I don't know why. Is it just me? I don't know why it's a little creep. I just get a little bit fucking creeped out.
Are you?
Why are you calling it? Why are you calling it squirming? Why are you calling it squirming?
Oh my god.
I'm sorry. I don't know. Obviously, I wasn't intending to do something bad to you.
Cameron ended up responding to this audio clip in a private call with FPS Diesel, in which he repeats the non-sexual nature of this encounter.
I don't forcibly lifted her up.
Yeah, I stopped when you were clawing to get away from me. When you were fighting for your life. Squirming. Yeah, I don't like that word. It's ew.
Stop. And that Anne was hitting you.
Yeah. That wasn't sexual encounter.
That wasn't a sexual encounter?
Oh.
Because it is described as a sexual encounter.
I know. I remember how it was phrased. I remember how it was.
So what happened?
I already explained this like a billion times before, I feel like. But like that was when we had like met. I think it was like the second or third, fourth time we met. I can't remember. It was the second time that day that we re-met up. I hugged her. I picked her up. Like that was kind of like a big old hug. You know what I mean? Like I was picking her up. She freaked out. I didn't know she didn't like that. And,
Aiden,
like,
the time I gotta get uncomfortable with the word moist. Yeah, dude, moist, cozy, dude. All those those two words make me like insanely uncomfortable. I don't know why.
She was got into, and she started like flailing around, I guess.
Cameron also claims he was being blackmailed into saying he had sex with Jelly.
At least he said flailing this time and not squirming. I mean, flailing isn't a whole lot better.
Calling you about.
Dog, I don't know, man. Because what? You're a free man from Yandere Dev. That's all like a year ago now.
Yeah, I have been for a while. Also, I should probably be very clear about this. I wanted to tell you this a while back, and I think now I can finally explain this. I did not have sex with Jelly. The reason I said that, the reason I was pressured into saying that, was because she had blackmailed her.
But now he's saying that he did have sex with her, and this was the actual blackmail, and he had lied here because she was blackmailing him. He doesn't have proof that she blackmailed him because she blackmailed him into deleting the proof that she was blackmailing him. And now he's saying he did lie. He did have sex with her, and now she's claiming, or she's always claimed, that they never actually had sex. I don't think she's ever said they had sex, or at least not like sex in the sense of like penetration. She claims they did not have sex. Yeah.
Or something.
So why is he now saying that they? But he. Okay.
Happened to me when I was younger. It doesn't matter. I don't care anymore because I have proof of her blackmailing me now.
The proof never comes. He never gets it. Okay. Just like he said to me today. He said to me in the call, I can get the email, or I'm gonna go look for the email where I get the where I do the Freedom of Information request or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, go do that. I've yet to get this email, by the way. I've yet to see this email. I don't think the email's there. Should Morale delete this? I don't care what he does. Okay, I'm done. Fucking done.
Is a lie. Cameron later admits they did indeed have sex, and that the blackmail was to apparently delete exonerating evidence, not to say him and Jelly had sex.
Okay, so there were aspects
and people say my interview. This fucking Dickers moron likes to posture and be like, are you mad that I'm the only good part of your interview? Are you mad that I'm the... First of all, Dickers, you're the reason he fucking left. Okay, you are literally the reason he left. And when they're citing pieces of our interview for information, whose portions are they citing? This guy's.
Of my interviews with Diesel where I wasn't honest with him, whether it be out of embarrassment, I couldn't trust him.
My orbiters treat me like dirt, okay? They backstab me the first chance they fucking get.
Or, all of that. But, and of course, the blackmail.
No, I didn't kick him. He left the call and didn't rejoin. Sammy, this was months ago. How have you, are you that fucking stupid that you still haven't figured that out?
I'm very uncomfortable with this person at this point. I'm not trying to, get,
Why are you giving it to the Manstone? Like giving it to my narrative?
Let's go back to point one. No blackmail. And during this time, she had asked me to share my screen. And so I had to stop the recording. She saw the recording. She asked me to delete everything. And I didn't make a backup because, I wasn't thinking about that at that moment in time. It had just fucking occurred, dude. Like, it had just occurred.
Wait, why? I don't know why you would delete evidence like exonerating.
Because I was in a point. She forced me to,
He was, the 16-year-old groomed him into deleting the evidence that exonerated him. That definitely exists somewhere. He didn't even, pretend to delete it. He didn't, Someone needs to teach this Dickers guy a lesson. You say he needs to be put in his place, but you're afraid of punishing him. Well, I've floated around some ideas that I can't say on YouTube.
There was nothing I could do at that point. In my mind, I was being forced to do it.
Cameron to this day has not provided any evidence of any blackmail and has been avoidant whenever pressed about it. But let's move past this. If Cameron wasn't being blackmailed about sex, what's with this whole picking up incident? In FPS Diesel's video, Cameron seemed...
Do you guys sidetrack? My mom got these for me for my birthday. They can record. They have a camera. They're apparently smart glasses. I haven't charged them yet. But does anyone have these? Are they useful? Because I don't know if I should just sell them.
He doesn't deny the oral sex occurred. According to Diesel, he replied to the statement saying that it wasn't rape, basically arguing the consent aspect of this encounter rather than if the encounter ever happened at all. So if the eating out incident is completely
It was a very thoughtful gift. It was a very thoughtful gift, but I feel bad that somebody gets me a gift and it's just gonna be like sitting in a fucking closet or in a drawer.
Early false, as Cameron claims, why even offer an alternative explanation if nothing happened? The only way Cameron's version makes any sense is if we believe that Jelly invented her story from thin air, and then an oddly similar, sanitized version of events had already taken place that conveniently removes any wrongdoing from his part. That means one of two things is true. Either Cameron is lying to cover up a deeply uncomfortable incident and slowly rewriting the past every time he speaks about it, or we're supposed to believe that the following happened. A similar event had already taken place that, by sheer chance, mirrors the core physical setup of Jelly's story, but just so happens to make Cameron look innocent. He conveniently forgot to tell the story in multiple other public explanations over the span of a year. And
True. The details that were omitted, the details of the story that were changed, it's only occurred on his end. I explained this to him. I said, I don't inherently believe you necessarily did any of this, but you've pushed me towards that direction because, like, I'm trying to explain to him, like, do you understand how I'm viewing you from my perspective? Because he was like, come on, you're bad. I'm like, I'm not bad faith, okay? I didn't come into this with any preconceived notions about you. I just formed my opinion. Even when I first was watching the Diesel video, I said I didn't give a fuck about the Yandere stuff. He was young, could have been just been stupid. I didn't give a fuck. I formed my opinion based on the evidence that was presently available to me. And he's the one making himself... Yeah, exactly. I said, from my perspective, and then I laid out to him what I was seeing. I said, can you not see why I've been going at you the way I've been going at you? Why I think what I think? Like, there is a maybe 2% chance this is the unluckiest fucking guy ever. And if that's true, I would love for him to actually be properly exonerated and say, I went with the evidence that was available to me at the time, and upon the presentation of new evidence, I clearly realized I've committed some kind of error. I was wrong about Cameron. I would be happy to do that if you're actually innocent, right? I'd love to see an innocent person get exonerated. But that's not happening. You haven't done that. 5 from Cats a Flockin'. If blackballing Salva was so easy, then why is it so hard when we do it to Cam? He has been blackballed. I think that's why he was asking me not to talk bad about him to people. He thinks like because I teased it to him knowing it would get under his skin. I tease like on the streams and stuff that I know everybody, I have connections with everybody, I have sway, or whatever the fuck. And then Ethan, I had nothing to do with that. Ethan unfollows him, Diorio turns on him. I had nothing to do with either of those two. I think I might have explained the Cam shit to Diorio once. But I think that's why he was trying to win me over.
he lied about what he was being blackmailed about, now claiming he was being blackmailed to delete fully exonerating.
Our call was actually about some other guy who is also I'm probably gonna I'm like tired as fuck. So after we get to this and Murad talking equipment, I'm probably gonna wrap it up early at like the 3-hour mark. But in essence, some guy, some old commentator, some fucker came in to Parry's stream last night while I was on there claiming he had some leaks about Cameron. And he's actually some guy that was really mad that Cameron found out about his history, where he was engaging in like really weird behavior online, some suspicious, creepy behavior, and then faked his own suicide and tried to blame it on Diesel. Scarlet Reaper, yeah.
Evidence that would supposedly completely prove him innocent. Either Cameron is lying or the universe orchestrated the most bizarre chain of contradictory events just to make him look guilty. Obviously, we're never going to know the full story here, but given Cameron's history of dishonesty as well as the insane absurdity that would need to have taken place here for his chain of events to be true, I'm not exactly confident Cameron is suddenly being honest here. The fourth and final time Cameron and Jelly met is arguably the most clear-cut when it comes to his wrongdoings, as Cameron himself practically admits to it. But first, let's go over Jelly's account as shared in a recent interview.
We went to another church parking lot. He took me to Dunkin' because he was trying to warm me up to him, and he knows that I like Dunkin' Donuts. So he took me there, and he was trying to get me to warm up to him again, and he was being weird the whole time. He was like, it's not that big of a deal. I didn't mean to, and it wasn't really my fault, and you were nonverbal. You're bad at communicating, and it was just like a whole thing. And I, all day, was being like, whatever. You're a jerk, leave me alone. So he tried, we were like 40 minutes away from my house, and I wanted to go home because I was just so done with him, and he would not take me home like all day. And I wasn't panicking until it was nighttime. I was like, oh my God, he's gonna kill me, which I doubt he would, but I was panicking because he wouldn't let me out of his car. And then he was like, well,
so
just
to be
give me
clear
a
on that,
Starbase nearly fucked this up, by the way. Starbase comes into my server proposing making a post. He's like, you need to get the geographic information from her phone, from Dickers, to prove that he dropped her off in the middle of nowhere at night. And I said, Starbase, that never happened. We bring up the fact that it was at night and they were in the middle of nowhere to demonstrate why she didn't leave, why she didn't get out of the car. Not that he actually did drop her off in the middle of nowhere. And it took 2 hours to get Starbase. You argue this for like 2 hours. And then finally at the fucking end of it, he's like, I was just saying, I said imagine in front of it. It was just a hypothetical. I'm like, you've just spent the last 2 hours arguing for this. Now you're saying you never actually believed it. Got it.
You
No.
out of his car.
Oh,
Did you ask to be let out?
Yeah, multiple times. I've been telling him all day, take me home, let me out. And he wouldn't.
Okay. And at some point he's
I came up with like a curfew thing. I was like, my dad's texting me and he really wants me home. I need to go home now, which is not true. My dad did not care where I was as long as I let him know I would not be home that night.
And you could watch the way that Cameron describes the scene that she's describing in my interview is not that different.
Okay.
So that was. Ugh.
Okay, so at some point
I was coming up with every excuse in the book to go home. He would not let me go home. And then he was like, just kiss me before you go. And I was like, no.
He admits to that.
Oh my god, I don't wanna. Can you just take me home? And he was like, no, I'm not letting you out.
He tried to like beat around the bush. I had to get him to pull teeth. Or I had to pull teeth to get him to admit it.
Until you kiss me. And I was like, what the fuck? That's immature. And he was like, well, I just really want to spend time with you. I feel like we have such a connection and I feel bad. I don't want to burn any more bridges. And he went on this thing about how all of his friends leave him and Alex betrayed him and just, I don't know, like a sympathy thing, tried to get me to kiss him. And I was like, oh my God, no. And then he grabbed me by my shoulder and he pulled me over onto him and he kissed me. And then he finally drove me home. And I was looking out the other direction, trying not to cry the entire ride, but he wasn't actually taking me home. He was taking me close to my grandma's house so that I could come into my grandma's house.
According to Jelly, Cameron took her to Dunkin' and then parked in a lot. She says she repeatedly asked him to take her home, a 40-minute drive from the parking lot. She says she made up a curfew to try to pressure him. Despite this, Cameron allegedly refused to drive her back until she kissed him. Jelly claims that after enough back and forth of her refusing, Cameron eventually grabbed her and kissed her anyway, and then finally
Cameron was saying it wasn't like a hard refusal. He was just requesting. He was just asking politely.
her home to her grandmother's house. This isn't just her word either. This incident is largely corroborated in a recording Jelly secretly took, where even the part about Cameron grabbing her is being discussed.
What about how I spent like 5 minutes telling you that I didn't want to kiss you, and then you wouldn't let me go?
Haven't we already been over this? Like, I feel horrible about that, and it was only because I wanted to spend more time with you. I wasn't trying to force you to do something.
But you can't just act like you didn't do anything wrong.
That's the first thing I said to you. Like you said, I didn't do anything wrong in the sense of like anything illegal, and
like, I don't know. Look, to be fair, he says he doesn't know who's being recorded. Maybe he's trying to appease her, but like, with what she's trying to imply here, and it's very obvious, it would be an adamant fucking no.
You know, in regards to the idea of us having sex, and that's all I was talking about. Not that between.
This is like, this should have been at the start of the fucking video. I don't know why this is 34 minutes in. Who gives a fuck? Like, this, dude, cut all this shit.
Between us. I know I made mistakes, and I feel horrible for them because I broke a boundary that I didn't realize I was
breaking. The Crexus shit could have been way shorter, to be honest.
And I feel awful.
You didn't realize you were breaking it? Me telling you that I didn't want to and that I was scared and not to grab me?
How does Cameron explain the situation? Well, on multiple occasions, he downplays what happens, saying how it's not a big deal or that it's over.
Dude, and then him, Mama Oka, Gator, and like, dude, these are the types I'm talking about that I fucking despise. I'm just here to laugh at the Lolcows. Remember Chris Chan? The Lolcows. I just love documenting Lolcows. And who would be a good example? Unironically, Beckett. Beckett is like a great, I'm just here on the internet to laugh at the Lolcows. And it's like all of them are like the biggest fucking, like, just conveniently happen to be or are friends with the biggest fucking Lolcows online. And they just have like zero self-awareness. But like this Gator dude, who's like, I guess gone like full on into defending Lolcow. He brutally lost a debate to me on white nationalism, and he's held a grudge ever since. He was Ralph's former co-host. He's the guy, remember how I brought up the Fallen Shadow? How like that account yesterday, or 2 days ago, how this like VTuber is clearly attempting to appeal to pedophiles? The reason I know about that account is because he posted a clip of it. And I'm like, this person's clearly trying to sound like a fucking kid. What's going on here? So, he was in the call talking about the Lolcows with the rest of them. This, like, fat fucking pedophile VTuber watcher. No, he's not the I'm not saying he's a pedophile. I'm saying he likes pedophilic VTube content. And then you have Mama Oka, who's like, I guess a guy, not even trans, just like a guy that uses an avatar of like a big titty octopus clown. And then you have like the vampire bat that's also like into lolicon allegedly. I mean, if like you none of you people are in any position to be laughing at the fucking Lolcows.
Exaggerating.
And by the way, the whole kissing thing was, it definitely like was a weird situation, but
like, what, dude, he's talking about like life-ruining allegations. Has it not occurred to him like, hey, wait a minute, maybe I shouldn't be giving this interview to a fucking guy who's using an avatar where he's like a clown octopus with big tits?
What really like happened there was like I wasn't forcing her to kiss me. Okay, I want to make that very clear.
Okay.
I asked for one. She gave it to me because she thought that was her way to like go home because she was afraid of curfew. That's what was happening.
Okay.
And I just wanted to spend a little bit more time with her because we had like 30 minutes.
The curfew was not. I even suspected this. I suspected she was making up the fucking curfew, right? And then she admitted to it, right? That the curfew was made up. And then if she's making up a curfew, she didn't strike me as the type of, based on what I knew about her, it seemed very unlikely to me that her parents were setting, or her parent was setting strict curfews for her based on her engagement online, the freedom she had in her life. I just highly doubted that her parents were setting any like strict curfew for her.
Minutes and like we were like 10 minutes away. I was like, we could spend we could spend like 15 more minutes, but she was like anxious about curfew. That's what was
I don't have a, how many like time, like I don't have a perm. You would like see straight hair growing in under this. This is my actual hair.
Okay.
And yeah, I guess like in hindsight, yeah, I was being pushy and I apologized for it. This is like, again, a year and a half old. The kissing situation. So she tried to, and the way she had framed it in this call, and I even remember like thinking at the time, like, that's weird. But she'd like tried to change the aspect of the situation where what actually happened was she had a curfew in like 30 minutes. And we were like 5-10 minutes away from her home. And I just wanted to spend more time because we were having a good day. And, you know, that we were like hugging, we were hanging out, whatever. I asked for a kiss. She gave me the kiss. And apparently later on, she had told me that she was scared. She wanted to
I pushed him on
go home.
this.
She was afraid of missing curfew. And that was like a whole thing.
Hopefully leaves the part where I get the admission.
Yeah, I just wanted to spend more time with her. And I was being a little pushy, I'll admit. Not to get a kiss, but to spend more time with her.
Notably, in that second interview, Cameron claims they were only 5 or 10 minutes away from Jelly's house. This is false. According to Jelly's Google Maps data, the location of where they were parked was actually about 30 minutes from her home. This data also shows a stop at Dunkin' Donuts in the church parking lot.
Who cares? Even if it's a 10-minute drive, that's still like insane to expect, like in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, to expect like some fucking 16-year-old to be walking a distance equivalent to that of a 10-minute drive at night alone. Like, yeah, that's stupid. Who cares? 10 versus 30 minutes, the point like is exactly the same.
Perfectly lining up.
Starbase was like emphasizing this, like this was some super important point. It's not. He lied about the distance. It's like, wow. He minimized something. He minimized like he minimized a quantity that he could easily just say, it was just an estimate. Wow, dude. Big reveals happening.
With her version of events, her grandmother's house, the place where she was ultimately dropped off at, is also 30 minutes away. On foot, that's a 2-hour walk. And to her parents' house would have been over 5 hours of walking. So what kind of position did Cameron put her in?
You know, they can't refuse because of the implication.
Cameron wouldn't take her home unless she kissed him. The implication being that if she refused, she'd have to walk. It doesn't matter that he didn't say the words out loud. The implicit threat of isolation and having to walk home at dark as a 16-year-old is very clear. Cameron's bizarre lies don't stop there. At one point, he tries to tell Diesel that he was never even interested in Jelly.
I didn't have sex with her. I wasn't interested in her. I met her to interview her.
That immediately falls apart. Why would Cameron pressure someone he wasn't interested in to kiss him? Why would he go out of his way to meet her 4 separate times?
Another lie, according, that he admits is a lie, that he was blackmailed into giving.
Flashes erect member in a call with Jelly as some sort of joke. Most importantly, why would Cameron spend over 130 USD on Steam gifts over the course of 3 months following the car kissing incident? No, I'm not joking. 12 Steam gifts that all add up to $133.68 after applying.
What do you mean, speak up? Fix your posture. I'm sorry, am I talking to a life coach right now? Speak up, fix your posture. Put your silverware on the right side. The video is louder than you. Okay, I'll turn it down. Aiden, you are cute. Depending on how you look, I don't know if I should take that as a compliment. Cats are flocking with the 5. Oh wait, we already read that. Fix your hairline. My hairline is fine.
Steam sales.
Did you see Tessa flirting with you earlier? Yeah, unfortunately for Tessa, she might want to go with J-Star. I'm not into like that type of woman, where she's like threatening to sue you one day and then like the next day in your chat, talking about you giving blowjobs. Not my type, to be honest. She's probably very fat and old and disgusting too.
Check the email. I'm sorry. This is the least I can do. Best wishes, Cam. I love you too. XOXOXO.
Yes, one could say rotund. Portly, even. Containing a large quantity of mass.
Oh, contacting you without being contacted first is something I'm working on stopping. It bothers you, and I want you to be happy. As a punishment, have a wish. Hope all is well. Can't wait to start fresh. Here's the DLCs I promise. I don't want anything in return, Spurg. Jelly stated that at one point these gifts were to buy her silence, and looking at some of the messages, that's definitely implied. But with others, there's clearly a deeper emotional context.
He tries to, when he wants something from you, he tries to make you happy. A lot of people do this, right? But the lengths he goes to, like, when we had the call today, in my opinion, right, I can't prove it, he was just totally ass-kissing me to get me to the point. To get me, because I know this because it seems like he did the same thing with Diesel. before he was gonna release the content cop or whatever, he wanted Diesel to like remove him from a video. And he gets in a call with Diesel and he's ass kissing Diesel the whole call to essentially request that removal or something. So it felt like today in this call, he wants me to like give him a clean slate and stop talking about him. Two-ton Tessa? Dude, two-ton Tessa is crazy, bro.
Here, if this was just about keeping her quiet, Cameron sure had a funny way of doing it. Cameron has been alleged of scripting calls with Jelly, essentially making Jelly say incriminating things on recorded calls, which Cameron then misuses for his benefit. The most important, and in my opinion, the most plausible, is to do with Jelly's alleged honeypots. In FPS Diesel's original Yandere Dev video, he mentions this clip labeled as smoking gun.
But essentially, I had been asking for proof that this girl ran honeypots, and she would coach her friends on how to do it as well. Cameron would go on to make good on this, and he sent me an MP3 file titled smokinggun.mp3. I will now play this clip for you in full.
Really? That's crazy. So then I made the honeypot rules with the most frequently asked questions.
So you didn't run one, but
I didn't run
you coached people on how to run one.
Yeah.
She was a minor at this point in time, a minor. Her presence in grooming servers and her involvement with pedophiles is indicative of her being a victim. She is a victim. I hate to say it, but like outside of the cameras, the first time I heard of this girl, and I think the first time I was talking to her, one of the first questions that came to my mind was, okay, at what point in her life did she get raped? And that sounds bad out of context, but like, she clearly just like had suffered some kind of abuse and then just had been like left to her own devices and was re-victimized online. I'm not talking about Cameron. I'm talking about just in general in her life. She struck me as, that sounds bad in context too. The way she spoke was indicative to me. I felt like she was a victim of some kind of sexual abuse. Like her life story, etc., etc. I was leaning towards the impression, okay, somebody at some point in her life has sexually abused this person.
Other underage girls?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Just my friends.
And how did?
Be like, hey, I'm talking to this guy. He plays a lot of World of Warcraft, and I was like, oh, really?
So it was more of like a harem of honeypots.
Kinda.
What Jelly is admitting to here is essentially grooming other minors into honeypotting, which, if true, would be incredibly dangerous. However, this seems to be mostly a lie perpetrated by Cameron, as 4 days after FPS Diesel's video was posted, Cameron apologizes for the smoking gun clip and says he tried to get Diesel to remove it.
I feel awful about the whole smoking gun clip.
That made me so mad at you.
I know. Listen, I deleted it in early October. It was there for about 3 days, and I told him, actually, I don't think this is really what went down. And he never let go of it, and I'd always try to redirect it. I told him not to include it because I didn't think it was a proper representation. He knows that.
It's not a proper representation.
So Cameron knew something was false and gave very little pushback to Diesel and allowed misinformation to spread, effectively smearing Jelly. I do want to briefly bring up the honeypot rules that
Everything that could go wrong in somebody's life is evident with her, and I think the saddest part is she's now pregnant at 18, married to some 4chan fucking loser or whatever. And I hope everything works out, but she like thinks it's the greatest thing ever that she's pregnant at 18. And it's like, I have a feeling that one day it's going to hit her. Holy fuck. I am a mother at 20 fucking years old. There's no life for me anymore. That's not to say that you can't be a good mother at 18 to 20 or older, right? That's not to say that you couldn't be and there's no chance of that happening, but you're more likely to not be a good one. Okay? You yourself still have a developing frontal lobe, okay, responsible for impulse control, stuff like that, and you know, my parents had me quite young, when they were quite young. And something that I learned, and it's not to any fault of their own, they were just they were not mature enough, I guess, to deal with everything that came with parenting. And I've learned you should wait. You should put it off before you have kids. Put it off. Have kids in your 30s. Have kids in your 40s. It's based.
Jelly made, which obviously don't look good. However, she claims that these were satire in an interview.
Yeah, so the honeypot thing. There's a screenshot. It's called the honeypot rules. I was in a Discord server full of pedophiles, and every time they would say something weird to me, I would screenshot it and post it in Gen Chat and be like, found another one. So they were giving me all of their pedophile logic. So I made satire rules, basically parodying everything that I would commonly hear from them.
This being satire is pretty convenient. That being said, there's no actual evidence of Jelly doing anything honeypot related that I've been able to find outside of these rules. So it is very plausible that they could.
You're saying that, no, I'm sharing my own personal experience to say a lot of people think they're going to be great parents, but actually don't realize they lack some of the maturity that would enable them to be even better parents and should not rush to have children. That my life is fine. My life is great. That's not saying anything went wrong. I'm just saying I can make observations that like there was maybe more stress on my parents than was like needed. I'm not trauma. There's no trauma. There's no trauma involved. I have fine parents. There's no trauma. I'm just explaining that, okay, good one. Yeah, wait till you're 80. That's what I'm saying.
Indeed be satire. Jelly didn't really honeypot, or at least to the extent Cameron is pushing, and Cameron fed Diesel misinformation to effectively smear Jelly. He's also repeatedly lied about Jelly's age, both in private and in public. In DMs to Diesel, he claimed the age gap between him and Jelly was only a year and a half.
But like, I was
How is it TMI? There's nothing. It's not embarrassing. I'm just saying, from my own experience, what I've observed. You might want to just like think it out and wait until you're older.
It's like a year and a half.
You also want to make sure the relationship's gonna work before you have kids, because you'd rather get divorced without kids than have kids and get divorced. Don't listen to Aiden. Listen to the government of Korea. Have many children. Have a happy life. So true.
Friends, I don't care.
It was 1916.
And on one of Diesel's live streams, he tried to pass off Jelly as 17 when all of this happened, when she was, in fact, 16.
The argument is you're 19, she's 16. For some people, they say that's just, I know she's 17 now. When did you have sex with her?
Why even lie about this? Most likely he was trying to downplay the significance of the age gap, as during an interview with Jelly, he seemingly puts great significance on her age, saying he won't call her Jelly Squish because she's a minor.
Just call me Anne.
Okay, we both start with A.
True. Damn it.
I'll call you Jelly Squish.
Okay. Squish also works.
I'm not calling any minor Squish.
Cameron clearly knows what he did was wrong, but in
Excuse me, Kevin. I'm not saying I was neglected. I was not neglected. I was not neglected.
his mind, the problem seems to be that Jelly was 16 and he was 19, which is not the issue here. Cameron only knew this girl because his boss, Yandere Dev, had groomed her. That's how they met. After knowing that and after seeing exclusive information about Dev's wrongdoings and the things he was saying to this girl, he still chose to meet up with her 4 times. He still pressured to kiss him under the implicit threat of abandonment, and according to Cameron, even went so far as to have sex with her. So no, the issue with Cameron and Jelly isn't the age gap of 3 years between a 16-year-old and a 19-year-old. The issue isn't even a 19-year-old and a 16-year-old having—
Kevin is obviously being hyperbolic. Dude, when is anyone being serious ever? Let's never take anything serious. I hate one guys so much. We need like a one guy genocide.
Sex. The issue is Cameron met an abuse victim through his employment under a predator, and after meeting up with her, decided to implicitly threaten her, attempt to smear her, and—
Dude, you know, the other thing too is that with her, I don't know if it's because she wants to live this like tradcath lifestyle, and the notion of having previous partners to her is like, she is obviously not being honest about the mutual attraction. She claims she was never attracted to him. There was never anything between them. But then you have images, like the middle one between the two of them. There was obviously some mutual attraction that she's now embarrassed about. Whoa. Don't get one guide? Sorry. How am I? But actually, what was the timestamp we were at? Fuck. I'm so screwed, bro. Yeah, like here.
Wrong, but in his mind, the problem seems to be that his employment under a predator, and after meeting up with her, decided to implicitly threaten her, attempt to smear her, and lie about—
Professional. Wow, my Laheckin stream got Laheckin interrupted for 5 seconds. This is the most exciting thing to happen in my life this month.
Context of their meetings and conversations. Everything wrong that happened here happened in spite of the age gap, not because of it. More recently, Cameron has attempted to go on a victory tour, for lack of a better term, gloating in his content deputy that he is innocent and that Noah Sampson should be sued for what he had said about Cameron, along with multiple tweets essentially bragging that he had allegations with a 16-year-old and basically got away with it, framing these allegations as lies or exaggerated. And so, after everything, what are we left with? A guy who built his career off of moral superiority, who called out others for behavior he couldn't even begin to reflect on himself. He has crossed boundaries, forged screenshots, edited police documents, released intimate videos he refused to delete, all to smear a girl accusing him of abuse. He met someone through a situation involving predatory behavior from his own boss and then used that connection to manipulate her, lie about her, and reframe the entire situation as a witch hunt over 3 years.
This is my watch channel. I'm trying to convert it into my gaming channel, but this is my watch on stream channel. So I'm going to sub to people. This is not my personal video watching channel. So I'm going to sub to people that are going to make content that I'm probably gonna cover on stream. Like if Bobby does a video.
Your age gap, just so he didn't have to be honest about the frankly awful stuff he had done. In short, CameronF305 is a liar, an abuser, a manipulator, and should not be your go-to when it comes to exposing creators like iDubbbz or Hassan. Cameron can't even be honest about what he has done. In what world should he be trusted to expose massive names or criticize bad behavior? He isn't a content cop. He is a pathetic, lying fraud. I feel obligated to say before I end off this video, I don't care about Hassan, or really even iDubbbz for that matter. My criticisms of Cameron should stand on their own outside of any current political conflict or YouTube drama occurring. I don't like Cameron, and I think I've
You should end the video saying, I love Hassan, Toll Hassan, victory, I'm a Hassan supporter.
made a compelling case against him. My issues are with Cameron and Cameron alone. Jelly, Krexa, even FPS Diesel to some extent are able to and frankly should be criticized for some of the things they have done. That's not what this video is about though. And I feel like any conversation past what Cameron himself has done is going to be a waste. Nothing justifies what he had done to the women in his life, regardless of what they did before or after they met him.
Does Aiden have an address for fan mail? No, Tessa, and it's people like you that would never make me consider something like that.
Content cop is dead. What's left is a broken mimic trying desperately to grasp onto what made the originals so special. And at the end of the day, after all that I've shown you, do you really want this guy as your bastion of YouTube critique?
You guys win.
I'm done. Thank you. Yeah, that video like sucked. I actually had to force myself to finish it. That was incredibly boring, non-engaging. There was no personality. We didn't get like we got coverage on shit that was boring and didn't matter. Sacrificing time that could have been spent on shit that did matter. This is honestly an abomination of a video, and I'm quite disgusted that I ever like was having hopes for it to come out. This video sucks. Stop being mean to morale. Nope. Do better. Do better next time, morale. Tough luck. Let's go. Apparently, Queeman confronted this guy. If you have a genuine critique, I'll listen. My critique is that you need to delete your channel, leave the internet, and, you know, things I can't say. No, my critique, oh, you want to know my critiques, Jaylee? My critiques are the intro. The intro was not a good hook at all. You wasted time when the first 7 seconds are crucial to keep audience retention. You wasted time. It was pacing was too slow. There wasn't like a variation and inflection of your voice, which made the whole video like very boring. The background music was too loud. The point about him responding with Krex's fetishes to embarrass her was dog shit, because he was actually responding to refute the notion that it was him that had these fetishes that he was imposing on her, when in fact she was mutually engaging in these fetishes. The lack of depth on my interview that I did with him, where there were several very important revelations and that showed like the manipulation of evidence, etc., etc. The total neglect to like go into any of that sucked. There was way too much time spent on like irrelevant ass mid-ass Krexa recordings that didn't prove shit. Thank you.
Careful blood.
Too much dickers, yes. Another good criticism. Oh, you changed the thumbnail like 8 times in the course of uploading it. The first thumbnail was shit. I don't know what the thumbnail is now. Hopefully it's something better. Oh, okay, it's on your homepage at least. Okay, this thumbnail's a bit better than the first one you went with, but you shouldn't have put it up until this thumbnail was ready, because the first thumbnail sucked ass. I don't like the title.
Sympathy bait targeted.
Fuck, what was his name? Ogre Boy?
Where's the part morale calls in?
If I know what you're talking about, I went into this video thinking people like Papa Gout were going to watch it, or people like Cameron were going to respond to it potentially, right? So I wanted to include the full clip of what was actually being claimed, and then do like a TLDR after, for if people just got like lost in the
No, this video was meant to serve as the place where you didn't have to sit through all the fucking bullshit to get to the point. That's what its purpose was ultimately.
whilst watching the clip, or people skip the clip, so I can like explain it, super quick. But I did want to show the full clip, the full context, so I wouldn't be accused of like I didn't want to give Cameron an out. Basically, I don't want to give Cameron an out where he's like he didn't even show the clip, he didn't show the full clip, he didn't do whatever. That was my fear, I guess.
Okay, that makes sense with Cameron stuff.
Yes, 41. Yes. It felt like the whole video was fucking leading up to something that never came. The other problem too was that if you are going to lead up to something, you should tease that at the beginning so the audience remains hooked and it's worth watching. The choice of music in the intro sucked. Okay? It sucked. Sounded like some shit from like Life is Strange or like a depressing Starbucks. Okay?
But when it's Jelly just on Dicker's stream, I don't think that makes any sense, especially when you're summarizing her claims anyway. And also,
yes,
you've
morale
missed
is
out
a
stuff like
chronic fear of backlash. The unwillingness to send me the fucking police reports. The one where I had to go to the op log to get it because you think you'll somehow be implicated in doxing by allowing a transparent review of evidence that Cameron himself invoked to make accusations against his first accuser.
Why have we not got the full Grexer physical abuse clip? Why did you only use that retarded?
Yes,
one person who I showed the video to told me that I should have included the chin thing. I watched the chin thing. I didn't think it was as extreme as you portrayed it, so I chose to not include it.
It's not about whether it's extreme.
I don't think the chin thing was that extreme either.
It shows intentionality. When he just goes in, does arm around.
But what it would have demonstrated in the course of showing it, is that she's clearly told him to back off, and he's still remaining in her physical space. She's already demonstrated she's uncomfortable, and he's continuing to remain in her physical space like he doesn't give a fuck.
The neck. Okay, that's not showing very much. No one can get very much from that. It's just an arm around the neck, like a weird headlock type thing. No one's going to say that's 100% physically abusive. Okay, so then he goes back for the more hand around the neck.
I am absolutely not going to be implicated in publicizing his address. 1, he doesn't live there anymore. 2, he publicized his address by telling us that he Freedom of Information acted that report, right? Telling us it's public record. There's a police report out there that contains all this information. It's publicly available. He's now linked that report to his anonymous online identity, right? So the link's already been established.
That's a little bit more intentional. And you can say, okay, she's not okay with that. She's clearly not okay with that. She pulls away. Once she's pulled away, and it's very clear she wasn't okay with the sort of more aggressive physical contact, he then goes in and is doing something that is very obviously physically aggressive, that is very obviously intentional, that he can't then run away. There is no, at that point, plausible deniability of, oh, I'm just joking
I
around.
disagree, where it's like, I don't think the chin thing is like, I don't think that's him trying to do anything weird. I do think that's probably like being playful, like, oh, you didn't like that, let me try to like smooth things over, maybe. But no, I could have included the full clip. Yeah. I'm not gonna argue that. I could have, if I was already committing to long clips, I definitely could have committed to everything rather than to specific things.
So what happens here is she pulls away. I'm gonna destroy her. He like sort of tries to laugh it off, or she's obviously mad. And it's clear he's just like laughing it off to try and like soothe her basically, or like make it like plausible deniability. And when he starts digging his chin into her head, she starts raising her hand up to start moving away and pushes her own head forward to try and get out of it. And he is still, you can see he's putting pressure down. So this is after already having a boundary established where she is telling him get off. Yeah. He is going in.
And he can, it shows what that demonstrates. It's not like some egregious, shocking instance of abuse, but what it does demonstrate is that he does not give a fuck about her boundaries.
Further and doing things that are more obviously intentional. There is no reason to cut this out when you're talking about this being physically abusive. This is the point where it is not. There is no plausible deniability anymore. She has established twice that she doesn't want him doing this sort of shit, and he's going further and further.
I'm not bigoted against Latinas. There are a lot of people whose chats I just don't read for one reason or another. Aiden Dickers is saying he is not calling in because you were overcritical. He didn't say that. Good one. He never said that, thanks. You're just totally lying. You're completely lying. I say Lumpy is like the ape that cried rape. At some point, you're not gonna believe him when he comes in this shit. Like, he's come in with genuine, like, bombshells. He's the one that came in during the Weddle interview to let me know that Lex admitted to hacking him.
Constantly. The idea that you cut off, like...
But now he just comes in here with, like, mid-fake information.
3 seconds of video footage. Like, this certainly doesn't hurt the case. It definitely helps it. Whether you think it helps it that much or not. There is no reason to cut off 3 seconds of video here.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. There's like a lot of the alt account shit. None of the alt account shit was in here, because that's mostly speculation. Like, you can't prove 100% that the alt accounts are him. So I still have all of that content.
What about where he's caught altering evidence and lying about it in the course of our interview? In the course of the interview I did with him. That would have also been pretty important to include instead of some bullshit like non-tent Crexer recording.
I was planning to do like a follow-up, like a not necessarily like not a part 2, but just another video including all the shit that I decided to cut. If I go through with that, I'll definitely include the full clip and explain like, hey, this is probably a better portrayal. But yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Sure. And the other thing is, what, you didn't include any clips from Floundering Live. You've like none of the stuff from Aiden's stream where he's live editing. The fact that the audio file was created that day isn't in here.
The issue with the audio that I found, I do think that's relatively damning. However, he ultimately released the full calls, so it's like I don't know if that's
the full calls.
Like
the full calls are just as fucking confusing as the clip calls.
Call when I listened to the full call, if I'm remembering correctly, of the one that he edited live, like the stuff he edited out wasn't even like insane. Like it was like I don't care about this. I don't care that this was.
I don't think it has to be insane when he's been shown to be like. It doesn't matter what the truth is that insane when he is taking such insane active efforts to obscure it.
Just stating facts, dude. This Tessa person is like a fucking parasite that I cover the gaming otter once or twice, and I come back from that fucking shit pile with like a parasite attached. I'm just trying to fucking cut it off. It won't go away.
It doesn't have to be that crazy. Especially because, here's the thing, it doesn't have to logically be that crazy for the case. The fact that he is live editing clips and looking so bad on its own will convince plenty of people. The people who watch videos are not engaging with them in a 100% logical, is this allegation 100% proven here basis? Or they're not doing that. You should have that bolted on. You should have the logic 100% there. But there's sometimes stuff that you just want to include because it just shows what this guy's like. It communicates to the audience very effectively. This guy is a lying piece of shit who is doing anything he can, even if it seems insane and like it's not going to work. He will desperately try it in the moment just to try and get out of whatever pressure he's under. And you want to communicate that effectively. And the stuff where he's floundering, that is the stuff.
Yo, sorry I missed this. How about Nope? If someone was to make a Cameron video, where would they go to find resources? That's the point. It should have been this video. I mean, you would go to go to Morale or somebody or Gamma or one of them that can find you unlisted shit relating to the Crexa stuff. You can watch my interview. There's like I don't fucking know, bro. It's like everywhere. It's everywhere. Okay.
Sure, that was just one of the things I decided not to include. I didn't think it was a strong argument. Like I was going into this thinking that like people who were on Cameron's side were going to watch it, and I just imagined like that point was just going to get completely lost. So I was like, I just don't see a point in including this.
Yeah, Tony.
My opinion with these videos is you want to prove out your case. Like, you want to have silver bullet evidence first. You want to say like, here's him editing the police report and all that sort of stuff first. And then once people have already bought into some factual claims, key factual claims, where it's like, okay, this guy has lied here, then you have to hit him with the more emotional arguments almost, the clips that make him look stupid. Whether like then it sets him.
Yes, the pacing of the video shows like no care for like or no theory of mind, no understanding of the viewer.
Like, oh, yeah, he lied about this, and he's like such an insane fucking weirdo. Like, look how he's desperately trying to get out of it. That's what you want. You have to hit both of those. You can't rely on just, oh, well, I've proven it out, so the 3-minute Dickers clip doesn't really matter that much. People aren't losing interest because I've proven my case. No, it doesn't matter if you've proven your case. That doesn't. Audiences don't work like that. No one's working like that when they watch a video.
Yeah. When I say that, I want to make it clear, I'm not making an excuse, like, oh, woe is me or whatever. But I haven't done a video like this where I'm like analyzing like lies and stuff. Yeah, if I
excuse. So he's giving us an excuse. Got it.
If I ever do something like this again, I'll obviously take your criticism to heart. I understand that there is I can always be better, okay? I can always be better. The video
this could have been everything could have been fixed if you just showed it to like Aiden.
This is Queeman's guy. This is Queeman's top guy, okay? Queeman's top dog. Get off your... I was getting a very fucking important text, okay? It was very fucking important. My butler is asking me if I'm going to take out the Lamborghini tomorrow or the Maserati. It's a hard choice. As always. Well, I said today's stream was going to be short because I'm tired as fuck. Tomorrow I am 100% covering the Jubilee shit because nobody's shutting the fuck up about it. And then we're going to cover some other stuff. But before we do that, I just wanted to take a look at something real quick. Hold on. So Cameron, and I'm leaking this by the way, Cameron has this head mod who is very, very loyal to him. She's like to a T. Like since before he got famous, she was like his attack dog, defending him on everything. Okay. According to Cameron, she's now been demodded because she's just too fucking like attack doggy or whatever. I don't know. I have no idea. But somebody links somebody links the tweet. I guess these were linked out of order. Somebody links like the tweet where I say, like I summarize how Cameron lied about the police reports. And okay, these are all out of order. 5. Wait, no, they're not. Okay. So somebody links, one of the screenshots is missing. Somebody links the post, and then this Poogers person says, Aiden is a certified underperformer. I'm a Cameron fan, but I'm very confused. Is anything Aiden said in the clip true? Saw it before it got deleted. No, nothing what Aiden said is true. Dude is an asswipe. Yeah, no one. Just shows how much of a nobody he is. So true, so true. Nah, it's best to be, he's a malicious bad actor. Okay, so taking that line from Cameron. And then we get this one, which is a little confusing to me. Dude's a furry too, or likes furry porn. Something like that. Lamau, what? That's crazy. Furry. Huh? I'm a what? I'm a who? I did what now? Excuse me? This is news to me. This is news to me. Okay, I don't know where this person's getting that information. I'd love to see some proof of that or what you think is mine. They're on to me. So true. Yeah, dude, I dress up as a turtle. Is there like a clip or like something like evidence? It's somewhere out there. I can't be fucked looking for it. From what I recall, he had an old account or something that was like furry-ish. That whole interview was bad faith. Okay. And then I heard he was a communist also. Oh yeah, absolutely. Like actual Nazi at this point. So now I'm being accused of being a Nazi too. Got it. So this person's agreeing that I'm a communist and a Nazi. I'm a Nazi communist, apparently. And then as it progresses, somebody links the infamous out of context sissy clip, and then this person goes, he sounds so gay. Got it. Just so you guys know, and we're gonna actually cover this tomorrow, when the Scarlet Reaper person faked their suicide because they were being embarrassed by FPS Diesel, do you know who was one of the only people to believe, to entertain the idea that Diesel might have pushed somebody to suicide? Do you know who was one of the only people to do that? This person. This person will back Cameron. Anytime a Cameron enemy is detected, they'll go for it. Fucking back Cameron. Somebody comes to them with some false claim that Diesel pushed somebody to suicide, somebody who's still alive, and they're making that claim. They're supposed to be the dead person. And this person just falls for it. Pause up. Pause up. Folks. They lie. They run. They cope. They seethe. But I always win the debate. Happy birthday, Dust Bunny. Happy birthday. Hopefully you will use... I don't know if they're giving you... You're not going to get time off for it, but... I'm hoping your children gave you a call for your birthday. Alright, guys. Well, thank you for calling in. I appreciate the dedication. I'm trying to make this more like a cult and less like a one-guy city. I'd like my enemies to be all attacked and loyal obedience to me with no criticism. And I think we're getting there, so I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you guys for all the support recently. Make sure to like up on your way out. If you're not a subscriber and you enjoy what you see, sub on your way out. We are nearly at 7,000, which is crazy, way beyond yearly projections. And stand back, stand by. Big things are coming.